Ladies and gentlemen, this is the premier sporting event in Australia. We are going to 7 countries, 30 million people are watching. The stars of this segment are you and you. When we get to the point where you've got to wave them, wave anything you're holding, big and loud, and sing along, except for the blokes over by the toilet block. The jolly swag man can buy a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree, and he sang and he watched and waited till his billy boy, and you come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched and waited while his blue boy. You come waltzing Matilda with me. Down came a drum to drink at the billabong. Jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee, and he sang as he slowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You come a waltzing Matilda with me. For it now. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he slowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You come a waltzing Matilda. And the members come on. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he slowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. Come a waltzing Matilda.
It's up to you.
Collingwood side ready to come into the ground. They're all gathering around there. Peter Moore to lead them on the ground. And listen to this crowd go. And the balloons, the black and white ones, are released now, and this is a sight to behold. A magnificent view. Collingwood on the ground, ready for the battle, for the 1981 Grand Final. Look at that sight. Well, if there's any better sporting spectacle in the world, I'm yet to see better than this, Bob.
It certainly does something for you, Lou. It gets the heart pumping, and I just sit here in admiration and awe, and really feel how wonderful it would have been to have been fortunate enough just to be part of that, either as player, coach, committee, whatever you like. And I think days like today, you can understand. People often say how anybody can work for nothing as a committee man to the time and effort that's required, and the reward that one of these two sides will get out there today is the reason that so many of those hard-working committeemen are prepared to put that time in.
Well, that's what it's all about, playing Australian football and winning the grand final. Collingwood side, the umpire's coming across now to shake the hands of Don Jolly, the chap that will toss the coin, and there's been a specially built wheelchair for him so that he can stand upright to toss the coins. And of course, it's rather appropriate, as we mentioned before, that Don Jolly is the one to toss the coin, because this is the year of the disabled. And I know that Don Jolly, I spoke to him this morning on radio, and he said that he's tickled pink to be able to do this, and it was a great honour.
Mike Fitzpatrick coming down the race, and Fitzpatrick, of course, taking it very easily down the race because it's not hard to slip. And, coming onto the arena for the first time, the Carlton team. Collingwood are already out of the ground doing their preliminaries. Carlton coming out now, and we look to see if Jeff Southby is amongst them. And at that stage, I couldn't see Jeff Southby lose, so...
Big Jeff Southby. It looks as though that Stephen Phillips' tip may have been pretty right.
And I think Scott Howell may be up there, so it could be Southby up, Scott Howell in, so the interchange players, we saw Bordelotto, Mark Two, and Scott Howell looks to be the other player, so it looks as though Stephen Phillips was correct with the rumour that Jeff Southby may be out of the team.
Well, the first tragedy of the grand final, Jeff Southby, one of the greatest fullbacks we've seen for many, many years in league football, is unable to take the field for the 1981 grand final, replaced by Scott Howell, and of course Scott Howell is the son of the famous Chook Howell that played for Carlton for many years and a great champion himself. And I know that if Chook is at the ground or at listening or watching this direct telecast through the 7 Network, he'd be very proud to see his son in action out there today. And we certainly hope that you people right throughout Australia and New Zealand or wherever toss the coin. There it goes. Especially made coin for the grand final tossing. I think Moore won the toss and decided to kick to the right of the screen.
Not surprised, Lou, standing down there. I noticed that the first quarter now of the 1981 VFL Grand Final between Collingwood and Carlton. Mike Fitzpatrick gets the first tap out. It goes to Sheldon. Not a long kick, and the umpire calls play on. Dacos comes out with the ball, but it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Atkin, I think. Atkin has the ball. Goes to Allen. Davis in front. Couldn't take the mark. Dool. Under the carpet again. Perhaps not unpredictably, a scrambly opening for the start of the grand final. Crowd estimates around about the 110,000 mark, according to officials downstairs. Knocked away by Fitzpatrick. McConville went through without the ball. Dacos got offloaded, but a high kick will land around about the half-forward flank. Glasscott's out there for Carlton, sees the ball safely over the boundary line, and the first throw-in of the afternoon will take place 1 minute into the first quarter. Left half-forward flank. Collingwood in attack. Stewart behind, Fitzpatrick in front, doing well so far, and he could be the man that Carlton will be relying a lot on right throughout the afternoon. Ball on towards the centre wing. Picken was there, so too is Irwin. Irwin goes for the handball. Was that out of bounds? Irwin is down, clashed very solidly with Ashman down there. That was a heavy knock. And both of them just getting up now. Let's hope that they're both okay, because both vital players insofar as the aspirations of both Carlton and Collingwood are concerned. It's going to be a ball up. Or was it a boundary throw? Now it was out of bounds. Atkin and Fitzpatrick. Knocked down by Atkin. Fitzpatrick has it. certainly in the thick of things so far. Umpire Mike Dye says on the shoulder. Tackle too high. It will be going Carlton's way, and the free kick going to Greg Wells.
Well, Greg Wells out there on that centre wing, actually on the half-back line. There'll be a 15-metre penalty. This brings him right up to the wing position. And, of course, no start for the, or no score as far as the 1981 Grand Final is concerned. And the play has been in action for about just on 2 minutes. Wells drives the ball across the centre half forward, pushed out by Pickett. Players are missing it left and right. That's Aspin coming out with a hand pass. Kink knocks Johnson down. It's allowed Stewart to pick it up and Collingwood swing into attack. Umpire said it was a fair buff back towards Moore. He and Scott sticking very close to him. It's ball knocked out to Moore now. A hand pass coming back to Ray Shaw. He's grabbed. He's in trouble for the second time, holding the ball against him. So it's pressure personified. The umpire says play on as the ball comes from Aspin over to Wells. Out wide now, a pass and a great mark there to McClure. A beautiful mark out there at half forward. The ball driven up there towards that forward pocket, chance for Bazasto. He's got the mark. It'll be a mark to Bazasto, Mr. Magic. And he'll only be about, 25 yards out from goal. And you can see the goals there in the distance. It'll give you just how far out Bazasto is. On about a 45-degree angle, can easily kick this goal. The first one for goal.
No.
Oh, he's off target and the ball is out of bounds on the full and a penalty free kick. 1 point. I thought it may have been out of bounds. So the first score coming to Carlton, the 3-minute mark, and that makes Carlton 1 point, but Collingwood yet to score.
Well, that kick by Bazasto is probably indicative of the pressure that these players are under at the moment. The first 5 or 6 minutes of any grand final, you find a lot of mistakes.
Peter McCormack from full-back. That's a beautiful kick too by McCormack, almost to the centre wing position. In fact, it will be now as Sheldon takes hold of the ball, but umpire Ian Robinson adjudicating that a Collingwood player was hipped out. It will be a Magpie free kick to be taken by Williams. Williams at left half-back flank. Wind favouring the main scoreboard end, I would reckon. Kink on the hands, couldn't take the mark. McConville is sticking right there with him. In goes Perovic. Stewart flicks out the hand pass, ineffective, and the ball over the boundary line. Many people believe that perhaps Robert Clomp would have picked up Kink today, having done a good job on him in the past, but not so. Wells, wild handball. Sheldon, again the ball over the boundary line for the throw. And I think we could see a lot of play on that side of the ground this afternoon with the strong northerly wind blowing here in Melbourne today. That, of course, is keeping the play on that side of the ground. Fitzpatrick and Stewart. Dacos, useful ball. Gets around 3 players, fires the ball up towards the forward pocket. Shaw at the back, Gould in front. Good mark, and we'll get a 15-metre penalty. That was pretty silly. The flying doormat nearly lost his headband. What a great player, Bruce Gould. Goes in towards the centre, dropping short. Byrne is there. McClure, tackled well by Picken. The call from the umpire, play on. Byrne again. Played a great game last week. Just about best in the ground. Fires it up towards right half forward. Looking out there for Davis, and he's found him. Davis out of bounds, I think, or is the ball in play?
It's out of bounds, Pete.
Moore has it. Renee King did a similar thing at VFL Park last week. Kept the ball in play and kicked a long goal from the boundary line. Never stand side at VFL Park. But this time it is out of bounds. And I think he just went a little bit too far over the line. So a boundary throw in the forward pocket for the Magpies. Moore at the back. Fitzpatrick doing the ruck work in front. Edged out by the Magpie skipper and the Carlton captain to take the free kick in the back pocket.
Fitzpatrick's kick is back there towards the wing position. Players set themselves. No one can take the mark. It hits the deck now. A chance for Allen to pick it up. A hand pass back to Williams. Back to Byrne. In a bit of trouble. Gets a hurried kick across there towards centre half forward. The mark taken here by Collingwood too. Irwin's about 55 metres out from goal. Goes for the long kick up there, looking for more, but it's off target. Fitzpatrick comes in and takes a very easy mark. Fitzpatrick doing very well at the moment, and he's played some great games this year. That's a bad kick and a mark taken here by Ricky Bound at half forward, about 60 metres out from goal. Carlton 1 point, but Collingwood yet to score. Oh, he's got around his opponent beautifully. A running shot for goal, doesn't make the distance. Off the top of the pack as they go for Williams. A snap, it's a goal.
First goal to the Magpies coming up at the 5.5-minute mark of the first quarter. And the scores: Collingwood 1 goal, 6 points. Carlton 1 behind, 1 point.
Well, that was quick thinking on the part of Williams that time.
One of the real danger players. The real fault lies with Malin, who allowed Barham to play on off the hands of the pack. Williams swooping on the ball, and he would be a very hard player to contain because he's got so much courage and covers so much territory.
VFL Grand Final 1981 first quarter, and we've been in play at nearly 7 minutes.
Centre bounce again. The Magpies off to a good start. 1 goal, another good knockout by Fitzpatrick. Intercepted that time by Toomey. A bad kick and a mark by McConville, a little short of centre field. Now a chance for Carlton to go back into attack over their half-forward line. Sheldon flew high, couldn't hold the mark. Harms fumbles the ball. Cooper's in the thick of things there. He can't get out, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 60 metres out from the Carlton game. A goal. And, of course, it's going to be a tough match before it's over, Peter.
Certainly think so. Good start by the Magpies, though, getting first goal on the board. Johnston couldn't get clear. Dacos seemingly run out of position. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Interesting decision. Free kick going Carlton's way. Dacos seemed to get rid of that actually in time, but not so, says the umpire. Knocked away by Byrne. Here's a chance for Johnson. Snap at goal. Off target, 1 point. So Carlton bringing up their second point of the day. 2 behinds, 2 points. Collingwood 1 straight goal, 6 points. Peter McCormick is the man on screen with the ball. Had a great year after a slow start. Always a very safe player. Straight up the ground. Plenty of Carlton players there. McClure flying in front. Couldn't take the ball. Picked up by Irwin. Good smother by McClure. Has a chance again. In the back, was it? So the Carlton fans, but the umpire says play on. Now it's an in-the-back decision, but it's going to Collingwood. Irwin seemed to get one on the pack there. Came reeling out of it. He has the free kick. Warwick Irwin, former Fitzroy star, comes towards the member stand side with a short pass. Stewart in front, has it knocked away by Val Perovic, much to the delight of the Carlton fans, and the boundary throw in at half-forward. Fitzpatrick in front again. Doing a great job in the ruck so far. Tony Shaw sharking that, in fact, threw it to Barham. Barham's kick is a wobbly punt, dropping short. Good mark to Carlton, dragged in by Peter McConville. McConville left half-back flank. Play seesawing at the moment between the 2 half-back lines. Carlton's defence in the past 3 games has been magnificent. They've only had a total of 24 goals kicked against them in 3 games. Barham to Pickett. Pickett up towards half-forward. Dool goes to spoil. McConville gives it to him. Another illegal hand pass missed by the umpires. Fitzpatrick and Wells, they nearly spoiled each other, and the taller of the 2 comes out with the mark. He's doing well. Glasgow. Shocking kick, mark taken by Barham.
Beautiful mark by Barham, playing a great game so far. A short pass to Byrne, it's successful, and Byrne's got the ball a little short of centre, half-forward flank. Good 70 metres out from goal. Tries to get it up there to Peter Moore. He's well covered at the moment. No one can take the mark. It's knocked out for Rene kick. A snap for goal. But the incredible hops off target. And it's through for 1 point. So the Magpies move on to 1 goal, 7 points to Carlton. Yet to score a goal. 2 points only.
Collingwood have certainly started off. Their disposal has been a lot better than Carlton's. Carlton, on too many occasions, just blindly kicking upfield.
Chance for Wells to break clear as Fitzpatrick knocks it down, and the ball driven up towards their half-forward line. Fumble that time by Aspin. Picken takes it away from good play by Billy Picken. The ball falls short. Smothered by Atkin over to Barham. Barham taps it on, looking there for Tony Shaw. A hand pass back to Atkin. Good play. A running shot for goal. Will he make the distance? More at the back. Flies. Couldn't hold the mark. Down goes a Howard. One in the back.
Oh.
No, he said no. It's out of bounds.
Academy Award performance.
Would have been an Academy Award, but the umpire wouldn't have a bar of that. So it's out of bounds right against Collingwood's point post. Watch it there in replay. What do you think about it?
I'm inclined to think it could have been a free kick nonetheless.
There she goes again. Knocked out by Perovic. Bit of a tussle going there. It's Hunter trying to get the ball out the pack. It's finally pushed out again. The umpire said play on. He's letting things go at the moment. And umpire Robinson will ball it up about 15 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They're 1 goal, 7 points to Carlton, 2 points only. The bounce. Knocked out by Moore, looking for Shaw. He's got it. Snap for goal. Well smothered by the Carlton defence that time, and the ball is out of bounds. Another throw in from that forward pocket position with Collingwood. 7 points to Carlton, 2 points.
Boundary throw-in will take place about 12 metres from the behind post. As Bob Skilton mentioned, Collingwood doing most of the attacking. Their disposal has been better so far. Carlton taking longer to settle down. Moore and Howe. Down to Stewart. Snap at goal is off target and may have scraped in for a behind. It has. So that takes the Collingwood total now to 1 goal, 8 points. And there's a box on between Moore and who was with him there? Howe. Nothing in it though. It has settled down. Good mark to Williams. Williams at left half forward. A long way from goal, probably 60 to 65 metres, so he goes for a short pass. It's okay, is it? No, says the umpire. Dool comes in. Danger here. Dacos on the boundary line, snaps at goal. English with Tony Shaw take the ball over the line to the behind again. So Collingwood wasting a few opportunities up there, but the Carlton defence standing firm. 1 goal, 3, I think it will be. 1 goal, 3. We'll have to wait on that. I think it's 1 goal, 3. The Magpies total at the moment, knocked away by Fitzpatrick. Cooper, seemingly well out of position to half forward. Byrne, spoilt by Buckley. Perovic, right half back flank. Gets his kick in, will land round about centre wing position. It's wide, no one there at all. Sheldon could be first to get there, but the ball over the boundary line for a throw in.
Peter, as we feel that Ray Byrne might be well up from the back pocket. Collingwood have obviously got Taylor going on and off the ball with Rod Ashman.
Well, we're waiting now for a free kick. It'll go against Fitzpatrick. This time it goes to Atkin. Hand pass coming over to Ray Shaw. He boots the ball over the half-forward line. Players putting themselves in position. No one takes the mark. It hits the deck. A chance for Stewart to have a pot shot towards the full-forward place. Moore comes out. He misses that. It's going towards the forward pocket. Little Ray Davis. It was a Ray Shaw. Ray Shaw it is. Finally the ball is Tony Shaw, I should say. And Dill takes the ball over the line and out of bounds. So it's out of bounds in the forward pocket, about 5 metres around from the Collingwood goal. They're 1 goal, 3 to Carlton yet to score a goal, 2 points. Howell and Moore. Howell's got the job of shattering Moore. Comes down, they file on top of it. Perovic picks it up, it's smothered. Back it comes now to Davis. After him is Maitland. Back it goes to Barham. He fumbled. Got out of the way of Dool that time, and Dool's kick is out towards the wing position. This gives McClure an open break as he drives it up there, but it's out of bounds.
No.
And it'll be a throw-in from that half-forward line. So it's Carlton's turn to go to attack now as we wait for the ball to be thrown back into play.
It was so close to on the full, wasn't it? It bounced
Yes.
about half a metre inside the line.
Waiting there for the ball to come back into play. Mackay in front, Atkin at the back. Atkin got the knock down, but the wrong man picked up by McConville. He got the job of tagging the Rene King. And Billy Picken couldn't pick that one up too well, and the ball is finally out of bounds in Carlton's forward pocket position. It's only about 20 metres from their goal.
So a chance for Carlton to get a score on the board. Collingwood doing most of the attacking so far in the first quarter, which has been in progress nearly 14 minutes. Knocked down to Shaw. Former Magpie skipper's kick back towards centre wing position. A fine mark to Fitzpatrick. He's about best on the ground at the moment. Hunter, the half forward, only to see Kink at the road. It's very hard to get past him, but what's he doing in defence? Irwin. Doesn't bounce too well for him. McConville putting him under plenty of pressure. May have infringed. Wells is there. To Perovic. Good handball. Short to half forward. Good mark to Bazzasto. And Toomey having the job of tagging him this afternoon. That's a job I wouldn't like. Bazzasto, beautiful kick. Right up towards the 10-metre square. Pick it at the back and marks. Getting the better of McClure at the moment. And thought about doing the nollie and then thought better of it.
Well, he really acts of it, Peter.
Yes, he does. Here it is in replay. Fine mark.
It's a great mark there. I think Billy was looking for a 15-minute penalty.
He gets plenty of them, but not there. The umpire well and truly in command of that situation. Bazzasto a little bit too late on the scene. Williams and Sheldon, 2 of the form players of the final series. Out of bounds, I think. Yes, it was, says the boundary umpire. And this throw-in will take place at half forward. Right half forward for Carlton in front of a packed outer stand. Atkin and Fitzpatrick will be the ruckman. Knocked down to Byrne. Well caught. Good tackle. Free kick going to Byrne against Wells. A little bit too slow to get rid of the ball. Dacos. Dacos at left half back now. Decides on the punt kick. Plenty of distance with it. Up towards centre wing. Perovic is there with Stewart. Ball bounces awkwardly for both of them, and Perovic sees it safely over the line. In fact, it was off the boot. It's a free kick to Collingwood. Craig Stewart taking the free at centre wing. Again, the ball dropping short. Dool behind goes the punch. May have infringed. Yes, it is a free kick. Free kick going to Davis. Tony Shaw flies in the middle of the pack, has the ball knocked clear of him. Here's his brother Ray, scouting well. Snapshot for goal by Shaw, is going close and has just missed and gone through for one behind. So that takes the Collingwood total to 1 goal for 10 points, leading Carlton 2 behind, 2 points.
Certainly they've had by far the majority of the play. Tommy Hafey being very pensive. Tommy Hafey, of course. Tommy's never any different during these stages.
Then we see Hunter taking that mark out there at half-back for Carlton. 17 minutes gone of the first quarter. Dacos bounces off from McClure. Sends Collingwood deep into attack, but that's off the side of the boot. But Davis is there, luckily for Collingwood. Right on the boundary line, about 35 metres out from goal. Trying to edge around a bit. Umpire's going to call it play on. Kicks it up there towards the goals. At the back is Stewart. Got the mark. Now he has a snap for goal, but once again the Magpies are off target. So they go to 1 goal, 5, 11 points, and missing some goals up there at the moment.
Craig Stewart kicking his second behind, and it is 6 shots to 2, and those 2 shots have come from about the only 2 occasions that Carlton have gotten up there. Tommy Hafey, Ronnie Richards in the background.
Ball shot out there towards the half-back, and a beautiful mark to Hunter. That's 2 in a row he's taken now out there at half-back. We see that Aspen's well covered as the ball goes back out there. Oh, McClure got into his opponent's back that time, and it'll be a free kick to Billy Pickett. He's doing pretty well. It was a bit of a clash. Could have been against Barham, but the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt that time as the ball is kicked over the Collingwood half-forward line. Rene Kink goes for the big pass. Well backed up by English. He's grabbed, but he gets out of the pack, but he loses it now. It's Shaw. He's grabbed. And they're tackling pretty hard. They're going over now as Rene Kink goes for a pass out the burn, but he's put him in trouble here. And he's marked it. What a beautiful mark to Rayburn. I thought going to play it to Toomey.
I thought it was Toomey's, yes.
He's playing it to Toomey, who's come right down from that half-back flank.
Definitely Toomey's mark, Luke.
Yes, I'll go along with that, Pete. So Toomey would be only, 30 metres out from goal directly in front, and a chance to score Collingwood's second goal. David Toomey comes from a very famous football family. Well, he's off target, I think. Yes, another point for Collingwood. This is fatal. 1 goal, 6, 12 points, Collingwood. To Carlton, 2 points only. There we see Moore and Howell having a bit of a tussle again.
Like they have for most of the quarter, so the umpires will be well advised to keep that under control. Play has been stopped.
I would imagine that Scott Howell has obviously been told to run Peter Moore around. Every time there's a kick-off, Howell takes off to the other side of the ground with obvious intentions of making Moore run around.
Well, Moore was under a cloud injury-wise during the week, wasn't he? So maybe good tactics as Bruce Doull takes the kick out. Doull towards the outer side of the ground. McConville flying in the middle of the pack. No one can take the mark. Fitzpatrick gets it clear to the centre wing position. Flying high again was Toomey with Bazzasto. Neither bring that one down either. Allen's kick is short. Buckley has the chance now at centre field. Trying the short pass. Looking for Mackay. Great mark. 15-metre penalty, says umpire Mike Dye.
And it's a 15.
I would like to buy real estate from umpire Mike Dye. And maybe, yes, pushing the ball away, so time wasting, a good decision, but as Bob said, an ample 15 metres, measured with an elastic tape measure, I think. Mackay stabs at the kick. He's put it through for Carlton's first goal. So Carlton come back with that great goal by Mackay. Fitzpatrick can't get it clear. Tony Shaw has a short kick up towards half forward. Doull is there, but Dacos is right with him. Snares it well, Doull. Beautifully done towards the right half forward flank. Over the head of McConville. Cooper coming out for a strong mark and clears for the Magpies.
It's a long kick by Cooper up the centre half forward. The pack play. It hits the deck now. A chance for Aspen. Things have been quite thin at the moment. Malin goes down. He's up. He finally kicks the ball out wide. On his own out there is Little Glasgow. Got the open spaces. A hand pass over to Raham. Back to Glasgow this time. And he's got a clear run. He'll have a long kick up there towards the goals. Looking there for Johnson. It's too long. And it's going out of bounds. Out of bounds in the forward pocket position. About 10 metres around from the Carlton goal. Carlton 1 goal, 8 points to Collingwood 1, 6, 12 points. The Magpies appear to be kicking to the end that's favoured by the breeze. Mackay and Atkin for the knockout. Knocked out by Mackay, picked up that time by McCormick. The kick was rather smothered. There we see Taylor and Aspen are going after it. Aspen's there first. A hand pass back to Malin. Well smothered that time by Barham. The ball is out of bounds on Carlton's half-forward line, about 65 metres around from their goal. Well, it's not the greatest football at the moment, but that's understandable in these grand finals because the tension's so high. Fitzpatrick doing a marvellous job on the ruck. He's hardly missed the knockout. Picked up by Aspen's tag. Taylor gets the kick back there. The ball, good mark to Stewart. A good hand pass to Shaw. Shaw's kick is across the centre half forward. And English coming at the back goes for the big punch. Finally picked up by Rene Kick over to Ricky Barham. Goes for a long kick looking for more. He's had a shot at goals. It's through.
Great goal.
Great goal to Ricky Barham. Pulling with 2 goals, 6, 18 points to Carlton at the moment. 1 goal, 8 points.
Forward flank, Davis and Gould. Knocked away by Gould, the flying doormat doing it well. Caught, now he's clear. Shrugs the tackle well, Gould. Tries the short pass to Malin, Marku it is, and Marku taking the mark. Yes, Ashman could be off the ground. Marku kicks straight into the man on the mark, who is Taylor. Bad football from Carlton. Well tackled by Barham. Malin again. Tony Shaw. Superb knock on. And well shepherded. Malin comes in, likewise Gould, but it's over the boundary line, and the first photographer doing a decent sort of a parry down there to keep the other player at bay. As we check the scores, being 10 points the difference. 23 minutes gone, first quarter. Gould and Kink. Kink traps it nicely, but it's just over the line. And to throw it in front of the MCC smokers stand. Rod Ashman has been taken from the field, so certainly a sensation in the first quarter. Maybe Ashman's knee still acting up. Knocked down by Fitzpatrick to Marku. Not a bad sort of a replacement, though. Marku's kick. Cooper behind. Big fist. Cooper in superb form last week. A free kick has been played by the umpire, and it will be taken by Carlton. Wayne Harms, the recipient. Harms just short of the centre. Beautiful kick by Harms to half forward. Looking for Mackay. Couldn't take the grab. Atkin knocks it on. Bazasto. Plenty of opposition from Toomey. Allen to McCormack. Good defence and fine handball, getting the Magpies out of trouble. Hunter is there. Very close to the boundary line. He's trying to trap it. Over goes Irwin, and it will be a boundary throw in right half forward for Carlton. Knocked down by Atkin, but straight to Marku. Marku's kick off the side of the boot. McCormack in position. Over the top was McClure. Couldn't complete the mark. Towards the boundary line it goes again. He's well trapped by Byrne. Over to Picken. The umpire says play on. He does just that. In towards centre field. 3 Carlton players are there when the mark is taken by Harms.
Good mark to Harms that time out there at half court. A good 70 metres out from goal. It's a long kick. McClure and Picken go for this one. Oh, McClure's got the mark. A beautiful mark by Mark McClure.
Certainly was, Lou.
And he's only about 25 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. Watch it there in replay. Had it sighted all the way. And they've had a great tussle at the moment. I would say Bill Picken is on top. The distance, about 25 metres out, so that shouldn't worry him. It's a matter of accuracy now. Carlton, the 1 goal, 2, 8 points to Collingwood, 2-6. 18. Not a bad sort of a kick by Mark McClure, so Carlton move on to 2 goals, 2-14 to Collingwood 2-6-18. Well, Bob, that was a nice mark by Mark McClure.
Yes, it was a magnificent mark, Lou. A real pressure shot. Tommy Hafey just after having a word on the microphone. But McClure and Picken both covering plenty of territory, naturally, because they're on each other, and it is a fine duel.
We're into the time-on period now of the first quarter. It's 4 points the difference, still in favour of Collingwood.
Still a very good game. It's not the greatest football in the world, but the tension is there, and of course it's going to be a titanic struggle right throughout this match, because both these sides are really hammering tongs at each other. Ball finally knocked out by Atkin, not a good one. Comes back there to Mail and knocked away by Toomey. And back there to Stewart. He tries to get it out to Ray Shaw. Ray Shaw's got it now. A hand pass over to Taylor. Taylor's clear, drives the ball out wide. Little Tony Shaw had no hope against the taller English that time, and he takes a good mark in defence. The ball back out there towards Fitzpatrick. At the back as Atkin got up high, but Fitzpatrick's first to recover. He's playing a great game for Carlton so far, and a great mark to Johnson. Johnson goes for a lead here. Only a free kick to Sheldon. He's away time from Williams as a running shot for goal, but he's off target, and it's through for another point to Carlton. So they move on to 2 goals, 3-15 to Collingwood 2-6-18.
3 points the difference in the first quarter. I must agree with Lou. The standard of play hasn't been exactly 100% in the first term, but nevertheless understandable. McCormack from fullback. Oh, gee, went pretty close to that line too to kick out then. That's a mark to Carlton, brought in by Hunter. Hunter playing on. Beautiful kick again, up towards the square. Could even be a goal. It's bouncing, it stops. And McCormack goes for the tap. Playing it safe and knocks it through for a point. That ball jumped straight up in the air as soon as it bounced. Had it gone straight, I feel sure it would have been a goal. 2 points the difference now. Carlton coming back late in the first term. McCormack having plenty to do in the last 5 minutes. Stewart at the back, tries it one-handed. Hunter's there with him. Stewart goes the tap. Marku showing plenty of pace. The replacement for Ashman doing a good job and getting clear of Dacos. Taylor taps it nicely just inside the boundary line. In comes Marku. Crashes with Irwin. Goes to Dacos. Off the side of the boot. Poor kick by the Collingwood flanker. Stewart again. Moving well for the big fellow, he is. Byrne down towards half forward. Knocked away by English, and good defence from the Carlton back pocket player. Finding Perovic. Perovic to Dool. A little bit high for him, but he trapped it nicely. Dool to Marku. He's done well, as I said, since he came on. Moving around the ground well. Short pass is a bad one. And the mark taken by Picken, who runs into a spotted bobber once again, but made it look a lot worse than it was. Lord Johnson seemingly went over the mark, but the umpire said he had played on. Good umpiring. Bazusto. Oh, beautiful ball. Short pass, superb, and that's a mark. Mark taken by Wells, just short of the forward pocket. He plays on, looking for Mackay. Johnston flies in the middle. It's knocked down, picked up by Picken again, who throws himself forward, looking for the free. And umpire Ian Robinson has found one. It will go to whom? Really, Picken. You needn't said it. He certainly has got a couple so far today. McCormack drives it wide towards the members' wing. Malin is there, can't trap the ball before it's over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Out of bounds on Carlton's half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal, about the 29-minute mark of this first quarter. And Carlton 16 points to Collingwood 18 points. Fitzpatrick again, he's dominating the knockouts. Picked up by Marku, he's grabbed, his kick is smothered again. Shaw got one in the back. It'll be a free kick, and Shaw and Fitzpatrick clash. But he could have taken it away from Rene Kink that time.
15-metre penalty.
15-metre penalty against Fitzpatrick. This brings Shaw just about up to the half-forward line. So he should, there's the siren to end the
start of the second quarter. It's the second quarter now of the 1981 VFL Grand Final. 2 points the difference in favour of the Magpies as umpire Robinson comes in to bounce the ball. Beautiful bounce, but Patrick setting himself for the big one, gets it about 35 metres downfield, that one. A great start for Carlton, but it sees Cooper there. Cooper, clear of harms. Toomey, Bazusto late on the scene, and the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Ashman back on the ground, Peter.
Well, that's good news for Carlton. So the two players that did leave the field don't appear to be too bad. Well, you could understand a player having to leave the field for the reason that Bob mentioned on a day like today. Mackay in front with Atkin. Nobody gets it out. Marku, a short kick. Barham at the back. Couldn't complete the mark. In comes McClure trying to barge his way through, but he went without the ball. And the umpire will decide to ball it up about 30 metres from the goal at the end to which Carlton are kicking this quarter. And I see Barham, was it limping out of that pack? Yes, he was. He was holding his knee, I think. Mackay lost that one out. Taylor's there, picks it up well, over the top to Toomey, but he knocks it straight to Marku, who gets grabbed too high, perhaps luckily because he slung himself off his feet when he kicked the ball, and Marku will take the free kick. Let's watch it in replay. He gets his kick in and gets grabbed too high. So Alec Marku, affectionately known at Princes Park as Marcel, and he will take the free kick about 45 metres out on a slight angle. Should be able to get the distance. Up towards the 10-metre square. Mackay goes for the mark. Couldn't take it. Ashman snaps and puts it through. Ashman's first goal. Carlton's first for the second term, and the scores in the 1981 Grand Final. The scores. Carlton, 2 goals, 4. 16 points. Collingwood, 2-6, 18 points.
3-4, Peter. Was 2-4 before that goal, and that small board have trouble. It's the only one we could see as we watch again on replay as Rod Ashman, his first kick for the game, and a very jubilant Rod Ashman there.
Second quarter now, Carlton in front, leading 22-18.
Centre bounce, it's Fitzpatrick against Atkin. Fitzpatrick looks like getting this one again. He does. He hasn't missed one. Rene Kink got one in the back, and he'll take the free kick at centre field.
Sheldon coming back, Lou.
Yeah, it looks as though Sheldon is ready to come back on the field again. Rene Kink at centre field. A 15-metre penalty. He can land this up there with Peter Moore. And that's what he's going for, Peter Moore. Can he take this mark? Got his hand to it. He's got the mark. And that's what Collingwood want. Peter Moore up there grabbing marks. That was a beautiful bit of play on the part of Kink. Lobbed it up there. Watch it in replay.
Well, you nominated it, Lou.
And there's Moore positioned himself beautifully to take the mark right in front of goal. So he's only about 10 metres out. And of course, if he kicks this one, the Magpies hit the front again by 2 points. Peter Moore under a cloud before this game with a torn hamstring. Now he's missed it. By golly, that was a drastic miss that time, Bob.
Yes, I think all of us here, Lou, expected to go through the centre. but Collingwood frittering away opportunities. We saw them miss a number in the first term, but then Peter Moore having there his first kick of the game and 1 point on the board.
3 minutes gone of the second quarter of the 1981 Grand Final. Off the top of the pack, chance now for Dacos, a hand pass. Out there to Shaw is a dangerous one, and the ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds on Collingwood's half-forward line, about 60 metres around from their goal. It'll be Fitzpatrick and Stewart for this one. Fitzpatrick again. Over to Rene King. A hand pass back there to Atkin. Another one back there to Dacos. Dacos at half-forward goes for the long kick. Looking for more again. Can he mark this one? Oh, he pushed Dill fair square in the back. Or it could have gone to Howlett, because I don't know who pushed who, but Moore certainly was the offender. Watch it in replay. Now he's got Dill for sure. I think Dill may have helped him a bit, but Dill will take the free kick. And what a game Dill's playing at the moment. Toomey flies. Couldn't hold the mark. Johnson's bad hand pass. A chance now for Allen to get a one out to King. King starting to fire. This quarter's the ball goes up there towards Moore again. Dill coming across. But well played by Scott Howell as the ball goes back there to Buckley.
Glasgow has the chance. King lined him up but missed him. In comes Mayland. A fine ball. Gets out of trouble but loses the ball ultimately because he threw it. Free kick going Collingwood's way. Bad luck. It was a beautiful ball. And I believe light rain is starting to fall as Taylor takes the free kick. 15-metre penalty because the player standing on the mark had gone over it, and that's where the new one will be. Sheldon on the boundary line. The free kick to be taken for Collingwood by Taylor. Taylor from centre half forward should be able to land it in or near the square. He's looking for Moore, of course, who's in front, and then he got the mark. He should be able to get this one through. 2 marks in the space of about 3 minutes to Peter Moore at full forward. Let's see if his conversion rate is a little bit better here. It does play to play in front because that's where he's got those 2 marks, playing in front of the same 2 players.
Surprising though, Pete, that one doesn't get in front and one behind.
Moore kicks truly this time and puts... We're 6 minutes into the second quarter at the MCG. The difference is 3 points. Knocked down by Atkin, doing a fairly good job in the ruck. Gould, one of the best on the ground at the moment. Where would Carlton be without this guy? Ashman flying from behind, can't complete the mark. Mackay is there to Johnston. A snap for goal by the little rover, down towards the forward pocket, off the hands of Cooper and out of bounds. A boundary throw-in adjacent to the behind post. 3 points the difference in the 1981 Grand Final, coming to you through the 7 network and associated stations throughout Australia and overseas through the United States, Mexico and also in England. Knocked down by Mackay. Taps it further in towards the goal square, looking for a rover. There's no one there. Cooper's trapped by Harms. Out of bounds. Cooper looking for the free, none forthcoming.
7 minutes into the second quarter. Carlton 22 points to Collingwood 25. The ball back into play again from the Carlton forward pocket. McClure at the back. Couldn't hold that one. A stack up there in front of goal, and the umpire will ball it up about 15 metres out from the Carlton goal. Collingwood 3-7-25 to Carlton 3-4-22. She goes again. Well, neither one got control of that one. We see it finally picked up by Tony Shaw. His kick is smothered. Johnson goes in pretty hard. Toomey goes down. He'll get a free kick. Toomey from one on the shoulder. And Toomey to take the free kick a little short of centre half back for Collingwood. Quick hand pass coming out there to Allen. Allen's a left foot kick out wide looking for Stewart. Stewart and Perovic going for it, but it beats them both. It'll be a penalty free kick out there to Carlton's Perovic on the centre wing position. Around about the 110,000 people here today. It hasn't been the best football, but it's been pretty tough and exciting football. Ball dropping short again. No one can take the mark. It comes down to Mark Q. A quick hand pass out to Johnson. Back there towards Wayne Hart. He's got the mark. He got away from Cooper that time. He's right on the boundary line, about 25 metres out from goal. There's the distance. You can always remember Wayne Harms in the 1979 Grand Final when he won the Grand Final for Carlton. There's the long kick, and it could be out of bounds on the full. This time it went right across the face of goals, and a penalty free kick to Collingwood. The score's still the same, 3-4-22 Carlton to Collingwood 3-7-25. McCormack. And we see Davey Parkin, the coach of Carlton, looking pretty worried at the moment. And of course that tension won't go until the game is over. Chance for McConville. A very safe mark and one of the best marks in the league for his size. No doubt about that. Number 33 for Carlton. McConville. A lead made by Mackay. Ignored. It's a long kick up there towards the full forward position. See McCormack trying to claim the mark. He's actually gone for a punch that's through for 1 point. So Carlton move on to 3 goals, 5-23. To Collingwood, 3 goals, 7-25.
strong play by Peter McCormack there, and taking no chances whatsoever, making sure that it went through for 1 point.
McCormack going straight at the ground, as has been the norm from him today when kicking out. It was a pretty long kick. They almost judged the flight of that one. Dacos picks it up, almost threw it out to Pickens. Pickens kick, not so long, up towards half forward. Moore on the chest, couldn't take it. Perovic, a chance to get rid of it, putting his head down and going through was Shaw, but he went without the ball. It's socket off the ground. Sheldon, long handball. Barham traps it well. Out to Stewart. Stewart in turn to Tony Shaw. The Magpies are alight. Here's Dacos. Snap for goal coming up. It's on target. Look at that for a goal.
How was that for a goal, Robert?
Superb goal kicked by Peter Dacos. And the scoreboard now at the MCG. Carlton 3-5-23. Collingwood 4-7-31.
Good play by Stewart and Dacos. Barham and Stewart. We see Sheldon put the ball across. Barham tapped the ball to Stewart, along to Tony Shaw. And just watch this goal by Peter Dacos. And I was only saying through the week, Lou, I do not think I've ever seen a better kick for goal than Peter Dacos.
8 points the difference now in favour of Collingwood in the second quarter. 1981 grand final. The knockout is by Kink up towards half forward. Hunter with the fist gets it clear. Barham the chance again. Couldn't take the ball. Harms looks for a teammate with a long hand pass and finds one in the person of Ashman. A little chip up towards Wells. Wells, short pass again. White half forward to Marku, who takes it in front of McCormack. Oh, Hunter, Malin ran out of bounds. Did he? No, he went out, but the ball didn't. Crowd don't agree. Plenty of Carlton players are there. The one with the mark is Sheldon. Fitzpatrick thought he nearly made a mess of that. As well he might have, or they might have. They didn't see each other. Ken Sheldon, the chance for a quick reply for Carlton. Hasn't scored a goal so far in the match. 35 metres out, directly in front. Fires, that is okay. It's 1 goal. Sheldon bringing up his first goal, and the scores: Carlton 4-5-29, Collingwood 4-7-31.
Well, Phil Malin there did look as though he was going to go out of bounds, but he did everything possible, Pete, to keep the ball in play. Malin coming around the boundary now, around the centre square line, being spoken to by the runner. He was out of bounds, but he kept the ball in. He
had a look at the boundary umpire too to see if he was okay to continue, and the boundary umpire didn't say anything. Let's take a look at it, and you'll see Malin turn around. Now, he's well out of bounds, but he cleverly keeps the ball in at the end of his arm, on the hand. A new ball being taken at the 11.5-minute mark of the second term. It's 2 points the difference.
Centre bounce again. It's Fitzpatrick dominating the centre bounces. There's another one from Fitzpatrick. Back that time to McConville, and Carlton go back into attack out there towards their half-forward line. It's Pizzusto and Toomey having a great race. It beats them both, and it's out of bounds. Still in Carlton's attacking zone, about 60 metres around from their goal. Only 2 points the difference. This has been a ding-dong struggle so far. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Atkin and Mackay. Well, actually, Mackay got that down to Ashman. He fumbled the ball. A bit of fumbling going on now as it's kicked off the ground by Johnson. Coming in there is Harms. He goes down. Tapped on again by McConville. Brilliantly over to Wells. Another hand pass to Malin. This looks dangerous. He's grabbed it clear. He fires at the goals, and it could be through for 1 point. So it's only a point the difference now. But a long way to go. David Parkin looking a little bit disgusted over that shot, but the pressure was on that time to the Carlton player. A point the difference. The ball comes back into play by McCormack. At the back is Perovic, but Stewart's too strong that time and takes a good mark. As a matter of fact, not a very brilliant play, but does some very intelligent things sometimes. That's a long kick by Stewart. Well over Collingwood's half-forward line. Punched away from Davis by Dool. Out there towards Hunter. Hunter and Dacos having a battle. Down goes Glasgow. Tony Shaw gets the ball back there to Irwin, and Collingwood go back into attack. And I think it'll be out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick down there to Bruce Dool. No doubt I'd say Bruce Dool and Fitzpatrick would be the 2 best players on the ground.
As Dool has done extremely well, and he's got the task of Craig Davis, but a magnificent player over many years, Bruce Dool.
Had 9 kicks so far from that half-back flank. The ball out there now. A chance for Fitzpatrick, the player I was talking about. Johnson comes in, smothers the ball on the first volley. A hand pass. Out there to Sheldon in a bit of trouble. Back to Perovic. Good football on the part of Carlton. A long kick now. Marku with a chance. Byrne at the back goes for the punch. Backing up well as Malin. He's away from Barham. Goes for a short pass. It's okay, and a mark to Wells at centre half forward. So we see Wells ready to send Carlton back into attack now. Only a point the difference. 4-6 to Carlton and Collingwood 4-7. Mackay couldn't hold that one, but there's Marcoux. He's grabbed by Byrne. He goes down. Finally, it's picked up by Bazusto. Back to Sheldon. A kick up there to the front of goals for Carlton. McClure there, punched away by the Collingwood defence. Mail and fumbles. He kick and he clash. Atkin gets a good hand pass out there to Taylor. Two players knocked out down there. A Collingwood player, we'll pick him up in a minute as it goes out to Glasgow and Irwin and finally goes out of bounds, but the umpire's found a free kick.
Allen it is, Luke.
Allen is out cold, or he was. That certainly was a pretty hefty knock as the ball gets driven back into the full forward pocket and the mark taken by Atkin. He doesn't look too good, Graham Allen. I think he will be assisted from the ground unless he improves markedly in the next few moments. Davis sharks it well. Oh, he slipped over. Can't understand that. We haven't had any rain here lately. Over to Johnston. Umpire said a push, and it will be a free kick going, let's see which way. Going Collingwood's way. Allen is still in the hands of the traders down there too. He's not looking too good at all. Picked up by Sheldon from the centre wing. Ball slews off the side of the boot. Davis getting high. Has he been paid the mark? Umpire Robinson having a good look at it and being paid to Craig Davis. Davis just short of centre wing. Allen will be replaced by Noel Lovell, who will come on. Allen's kick dropping short. Kink and Dool. Big punch by Dool. Gets it into the centre. There he finds Ashman. Carlton #1 rover. Just can't control the ball. He's got plenty of opposition from Toomey, who infringes too high, says the umpire. He's gone for a short pass. It's taken by Wells. Williams is too late on the scene. Down towards full forward it comes again, and the big arms go up at Stuart Atkin to take a good grab. He's been a very good player in the final series, but he's kicked it to the wrong man in Mike Fitzpatrick, who says, "Don't do that to me, old fella." And Fitzpatrick takes the mark amid the attention meted out. Carlton captain, centre field. Now, the ball has been declared dead because it will be a 15-metre penalty. Allen going off the field.
I think he's got a badly cut lip, Peter.
He won't be celebrating on grand final night then, whatever happens. So the ball back to Mike Fitzpatrick, who is at centre half forward and generally a very good kick. He's just short at centre half forward. That one was high. Looking for David Mackay. Mackay stretches up, couldn't quite complete it. Maitland's there. Mackay in for the backup once more. Tries to get it to Bazusto. Umpire Mark Dyer says it will be a ball up to take place about 20 metres out from the Carlton goal. MCG in pretty good condition today. Knocked away by Mackay. Straight to Johnston. Snaps it, goal. Ashman underneath it. Couldn't take it. Then it bounces through. Goal. Amazing goal. Kicked by Johnston. We'll take a look at that in replay, and we'll see Rod Ashton with the outstretched arms, not able to get to it. Here's from the ball up.
As well we watch the ball come over the back. Wayne Johnson, and there's the luck of the draw, the bounce. If it bounces the other way, naturally it's a point, but it really came back. At one goal there to Wayne Johnson, the ever dangerous Johnson. That's the first time Johnson's really been able to get through.
Well, some spectacular goals kicked by Dacos and Johnson so far in the second quarter, all being enjoyed by the huge crowd here at the MCG and on the 7 network. We see Peter Moore on the ruck now at the 17.5-minute mark of the second term.
5 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Fitzpatrick once again. He's dominated those centre bounces. Harms, I should say, back to King. King trying to get out of the pack. It's finally Carlton going back there towards their centre half forward position. Picken tries to crash through the pack, but the umpire said it'll be a free kick to Billy Picken.
He put his head down, didn't he, Bob?
Well, I'll tell you what, he gets more free kicks than any other player that I've ever met in my life, but good luck to Billy Picken as the ball goes out there towards Stewart. The ball knocked to the ground now. It's Irwin pouncing on it, getting away from Glasgow. Not a very good kick, and straight to the arms to Bell Perovic at half back. Carlton looking a little bit better at the moment. It's a high kick by Perovic. Right across there towards centre field. Oh, we got one out again. Billy Picken against McClure. Another free kick to Billy Picken at centre half foul in the centre of the ground, and he's playing a great game. They all count. Back she goes now towards the centre half forward position. Hingley's coming in to meet it. He misses that one. Backed up that time by Fitzpatrick, playing a great game. Knocks it out to Sheldon in the back pocket. And Carlton get the ball out there towards the wing. A chance for Wayne Harms to mark. He doesn't drop those. Takes the mark out there on the wing and quickly plays on. Chance for Peter Moore. We had a look that time. Should have gone for the mark. Billy Picken ducks again. Umpire said not the third time, Bill. A hand pass to Moore. Back it goes to Ricky Barham. Now it's Collingwood's turn to go back into attack. That Carlton defence standing up as Stewart breaks out of the pack and a bit of balking, fancy dancing. The ball up there towards the goals. Will it make it? It's a goal.
Stewart's first.
A goal to Collingwood. Stewart's first goal. So the Magpies are back in front by a point. Collingwood 5-7-37 to Carlton 5-6-36.
Glasgow at centre field, putting Carlton into attack after that mark. To half forward, Mackay couldn't take it. Here's Maven running into an open goal and has missed an absolute sitter.
That's two now, Pete.
An absolute sitter from the 10-metre square, or just on the edge of it. Scores, Carlton 5 goals 7, Collingwood 5 goals 7. So it's 37 points each of 2 as the ball comes back into play. Stewart in front. Over the top is McConville. Neither takes the mark. Williams looks for the push. Toomey comes out with the ball. The half forward. Fine mark. Brought in by Davis. Over the top of Dool, who's scratching or rubbing his head. Probably both. Looks for King. Can't take it. Too long. Back up is from Dacos. Dacos scouting well, but Hunter's there with him. Can't trap the ball. It's over the boundary line for the throw-in. About 15 metres around from the behind post. What a thriller this match is turning out to be. Collingwood won by 1 point in one of their earlier matches this year. Will it be a similar finish today? Fitzpatrick, 2 hands over the top to Marcoux. Well smothered by Williams. Marcoux going it again. Holding the ball against Collingwood's Ray Shaw. Free kick to be taken by Marcoux. It was for holding the ball. Fitzpatrick backing back, takes the mark. He's in front, will be paid. Good mark to Mike Fitzpatrick, mark number 5 for the Carlton skipper. He plays on, plenty of distance in his kick to half or centre wing. Byron takes the grab and a good one at that. No sign of that limp that we mentioned earlier before. Byron's torpedo punt kick. Dool flies from the back. No, he doesn't. Brewer's on the ground for Collingwood now, I see. And the umpire will ball it up at half forward.
It's about 40 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Scores dead level. 5 goals, 7, 37 points apiece. We're about 22 minutes into the second quarter, the 1981 grand final. Down there to Ray Shaw. Gets a hands pass out to the incredible Hoff King. A shot for goal. It won't come around enough, and it's out of bounds on the floor. So there'll be a penalty free kick down there to English, and scores still dead level. 5-7, 37 points apiece. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Ball kicked out there. Falls a bit short. Hunter in the front posse and takes a good mark. You see Dacos going down. That'll be a blow to Collingwood holding his knee. Out it goes there towards Peter Moore coming to meet it out in the wing position. He fumbles. Finally it's picked up by Irwin. A hand pass over to Rene King. Dacos still down. King is caught. Back it goes to Mail and spins out of the pack beautifully. A hand pass away from the danger zone. Over it goes to Wells at centre half back. He shoots the ball out wide towards the wing position. Coming out as Bazusto and Toomey. Toomey's got more pace. Head bounces right for Toomey. Gets around Bazusto. Beats Mr. Magic in his own game. Brilliant play on the part of young Toomey that time. Over to Rene King. A long kick up there towards the full forward position. The pack flies. Too many Carlton defenders there and a good mark taken by Howe. Dacos on his feet. Collingwould hate to lose him because he's a brilliant player. The ball back there. Bad kick and a mark there to Taylor. Score still level. 37 points apiece. Dacos walking around with the 2 trainers as the ball goes back there towards the full forward zone. Look at those Carlton defenders. Knocked out to Malan. Gets a hurried hand pass out to Marcoux. Over to English. And English drives the ball back over the centre half forward position. Johnson's got the mark. Got away there from Lovell. Lovell's on the ground. Notice that Dacos is still in the hands of the trainer out there. Running on Johnson from about 45 to 50 metres out. McCormack in front and takes the mark. Let's have a look at Dacos now. Looks as though he could be okay, but he's still limping. McCormack with the ball down there at the full-back position.
And McCormack doing a pretty good job so far in the match for the Magpies, bringing this one out towards the member stand side. Barham flew from the back. Marcoux first to recover. In he comes for the kick just inside the boundary line. Taylor getting underneath it with Ashman. But the ball once again over the line, and again we'll see it thrown back into play, this time about 10 or 12 metres from the behind post. 23 and a half minutes have gone in the second quarter. Still 5-7. 37 points each. Lovell taps the ball on. In comes Ashman. Tries to trap it. Can't do so. Taylor's there again. On the boundary line. Back to Tony Shaw. Useful handball. Getting the Magpies out of the danger zone. Pirovic with the big punch at the back. Wells and Williams. Out to King. Cleverly knocks it onto Irwin, and Shepherd's well. Irwin shrugs the tackle superbly. Drives the ball up towards half forward, only to see Des English there and take the mark in front of Shaw. English from centre half back. Tries the short one. Drops it into Fitzpatrick. Byrne too late on the scene. The skipper goes to Marcoux. A useful acquisition since he came onto the field. McCormack one-handed takes it over the line. And that means that Carlton are in front by 1 behind. 5 goals, 8, 38 points. Collingwood 5-7, 37. 11 kicks to Marcoux since he came onto the ground. That's not a bad effort. Many players would be proud of those statistics so far. McCormack, Williams in front, Sheldon behind. Knock on out to Taylor. McClure is there with Picken. On the boundary line, Glascott and Irwin. Irwin traps it superbly. Up towards half forward, only to see Marcoux, that again. Long handball to English is effective. English just short of the wing. Kick is short. In comes Wells, beaten to it by Taylor. Trapped it nicely. Taylor goes for the long boot. Gould in front of the pack. Can't complete the mark. Playing on well without the headband. To Perovic. Perovic on centre wing. Plays seesawing between the respective half-forward lines at the moment. Johnston the flyer on the back of Picken. Fitzpatrick comes in for the backup. Moore traps it. Well tackled. Out to Sheldon. Sheldon from the boundary line. Barham. And takes a good mark.
Good mark to Barham. It looks to me as if Peter Moore could be in trouble the way he ran that last time. So it's McCormack taking it away from that back pocket position out to Williams. He fumbles the ball, but he recovers. Got to run a bit to get out of trouble as he kicks the ball back there towards the centre of the ground. Dool and Davis. It could be a free kick to Dool, but the umpire said play on. Now it's back to Dool from Ashburn. He's getting away from Byrne. He's played a great game, Bruce Dool. Out it goes wide, and the mark out of Azusto. Carlton looking a little bit stronger at the moment. Short pass, a bad one, and a mark there to McCormack in front of Mackay. Not having the greatest of days today, Mackay, Bob.
No, they're falling down across that the last line, really. They haven't. Their half forwards are doing a reasonable job, but that last line not really capitalising on anything.
Picked up now by Ashman out there on the wing position. Peter Moore at the back. Flies, goes for the big punch. Let's hope for Collingwood's sake he's okay. There's Williams coming out of the pack. Brilliant play at centre half. Magnificent play by the ex-South Australian. As it goes out wide there, Stewart taps the ball on. There's no one there for Collingwood at the moment. In the front posse there is Perovic. He's pushed in the back that time by Shaw. Picked up by English. He's grabbed, but he shrugs. His opponent's free as he gets the ball out wide now, and a good mark taken there by Wayne Harms out there on the wing position. The kick by Harms. A point the difference at the moment in favour of Carlton. The pack fly. At the back was Mackay. Now it's McClure's turn. He fumbles the ball. He's thrown out the pack. Billy Pickens grabbed. Finally, it's picked up now by Taylor. The ball back there to Shaw. They're falling over left and right. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Tony Shaw for one in the back. A quick hand pass. Over there to Toomey. Toomey's kick is out wide. It was a hurried one, not a very good one. There's a chance now for Davis, getting away from Dill for about the first time. Up it goes there towards the full forward zone. The pack fly. And there's a great mark taken by English. This defence of Carlton is really standing the pressure at the moment, Peter.
And English doing a particularly good job in the back pocket, finding Wells. Wells playing on from the centre half back position, putting Carlton into attack now. He's gone right towards half forward, and the mark taken by Cooper on his own. A badly directed kick, certainly. Moore or Shaw. Tony Shaw traps it in front of Johnston. We'll look for the skipper. Harms gets clear of him. Back to Davis. Plenty of distance in the kick. Brewer flies, but Howell in front has got it. Pretty hard to take one-handed behind him. Hunter. Redirects play out wide. Irwin in front. At the back is Glascott. Glascott is first to recover. Ball towards the boundary line, and in fact has gone over. And you will see it thrown back into play. Time on being played in the second quarter. 28 minutes have gone in the second term of the 1981 Grand Final. Stewart and Moore almost battle each other for that one. Picked up by Tony Shaw. To half forward. Dool won't get there before the ball is over the boundary line once again for a throw-in. It's about 45 metres around from the behind post. Ruckman will be Brewer and Howe. Stewart also coming in for Collingwood. Brewer waiting behind. Williams does the punching actually. Once again seeing it safely over the boundary line before Ashman can do anything about it.
Out of bounds on that Collingwood half forward, not about 45 metres around from their goal at the 29-minute mark of the second quarter, and Carlton in front by 1 point. It'll be Stewart and Howe that go for the knockout. Knocked out by Stewart. A chance now for Shaw. A hand pass back to Williams. He runs into trouble, but he gets clear. Gets it up there towards the forward pocket, but it's out of bounds, and another penalty free kick to Carlton down there in the back pocket to English. And they're certainly playing pretty well, that Carlton defence. Collingwood bombarding the goals, but their forwards have been put out of business. Knocked on by McConville. Grabbed here by McClure. I'll tell you what, more doesn't look too good to me as it goes out wide. And Byrne dropped the mark, and he takes the ball along there, the boundary line. Back it goes to Irwin as we see the siren go for the end.
Network, the third quarter of the 1981 final now. As Mike Dye bounces the ball, Fitzpatrick with the mammoth punch away, gets it up towards almost the half-forward line. A real stack-up developing, and umpire Robinson has decided to ball it up. Very crowded bounce it's going to be. Good bounce, Fitzpatrick contesting with Atkin, neither gets it. Dacos, a high kick out of the pack, gets it over the centre, looking for Kink. Harms is close there with him. He's spilt that one, must be like a piece of soap, that ball already. Williams, a short kick to the Collingwood half-forward line. Shaw is there, that's Ray Shaw. English knocks it away successfully. Out it comes to Stewart, another knock away. Back to Perovic this time in front of Kink, gets grabbed pretty well. Shaw traps it nicely, in towards the goals. Moore flies high, can't complete the mark. And the umpire has blown the whistle in the meantime on the shoulder, and the infringement is going Carlton's way to be taken by Howe. Howe at fullback. Had a torrid first term on Peter Moore. They were jostling each other continually. Knocked away by Atkin, out towards Malin. Malin on the wing, solid bump there, but he had got rid of the ball. Malin getting ridden into the ground, held when not in possession, and he will take the free kick. Phil Malin just short of centre wing now to drive Carlton into attack. Around the outer side of the ground, the rain still coming down here at the MCG. In goes Marcoux, a clever tap on, looking for some handball, gets it back again to Johnston from Sheldon. They all go over, it's getting very slippery out there. And the umpire, I think, will ball it up. No, he's let it go on. Out to Johnston it comes. Johnson drops it when tackled. Still the callers play on. They're really letting it go at the moment. Williams gets offloaded by Mackay. The ball out towards the point of the square, and a nice mark is brought in by Harms.
And Williams still down there, and it looks pretty sick at the moment. Ball back there towards the full forward position for Carlton. The pack fly off the top of the pack. McCormack goes after. It's out to Johnson now. He's grabbed, slunk to the ground. Williams is okay. It's a bad hand pass. Atkins struggling to pick it up. There's Marcoux. Finally is picked up by Taylor. A hand pass out there to Williams on that half-back line. He's clear. Gets around Glasgow quite okay as he kicks the ball looking for Rene Kink. He's got the mark in front of half. Doesn't waste any time. Drives it down there towards the full forward position. Davis in front. Punched away by Dool. Well intercepted that time by Irwin. Doesn't know where to go. Gets a hurried kick back there. Coming in to meet it is Howe. Fumbles the ball. He's grabbed. Knocks it onto Hunter. In goes Peter Moore. He can't pick it up. Well backed up by Howe that time. A long hand pass. It's too long for Perovic. Picked up by Tony Shaw. A hand pass over to Taylor. A long shot up there towards Dool again. Goes for the punch. He doesn't take a chance. Rene Kink comes in and it's through and through for 1 point and scores a dead level again. 5 goals, 38 points apiece. And we're into this third quarter by about 3 minutes. We wait now for the ball to come back into play. The kick by Dool. Fitzpatrick and Atkin go with this one. Punched away by Atkin. Williams again. Finally, it's knocked out to Marcoux. Missed the ball. Goes after it again. Williams has certainly started off this quarter. Hand pass out there, and the ball driven up there by Irwin. But once again, it's Dool in the way to take a good mark in defence.
And he's my choice for best on the ground at the moment. He hasn't put a foot wrong, Dool. 11 kicks to Bruce Dool, the flying doormat, getting plenty of distance with this one. Flying high, Bazusto with his teammate McClure, but it goes to Marcoux, and that'll be about an even dozen for him to the half-forward line, and Noel Lovell taking a very good mark right on the point of the square. Well, despite the rain, I would say the standard of play has improved in this quarter, as Taylor lets me down by not taking that handball. Back to Lovell. Up to half-forward, Perovic and Kink. Williams was the flyer. A nudge out, says the umpire, and it will be a free kick to Big Val. Here it is in replay. I think that was pretty clear cut, wasn't it? Perovic, well, not a long kick, that's dropping well short in towards the centre circle area almost, and the mark taken by Pick and above McClure, who was looking for another 15-metre penalty, but this time none forthcoming. Bill Picken just short of centre. Fine torpedo punt kick from the Collingwood centre half-back, and speaking of centre half-backs, there's one, it's Carlton's, and the mark taken by Val Perovic again. Fitzpatrick, Tony Ray Shaw having a little bit of a disagreement down there. Knocked away by Byrne. Hunter's got the mark though, I think. Being paid by umpire Mike Dye. Hunter just short of centre wing. Flying high, Sheldon at the back as Williams, his opponent. Off the side of the boot. Hunter again. Back up is from McClure. Marcoux is in there likewise. To half forward, left half forward. Johnston and Picken. Neither can do anything constructive with the ball. Williams or Lovell comes in for the assist. And again, he isn't successful either. It might be getting pretty slippery out there, I think. And by Robinson has decided on the ball up at left half forward. Still that rain coming down, and fairly heavily too. The wind has died, so maybe we can be thankful for small mercies. Mackay does the ruck work, looking for Marku or Sheldon. Not successful again over the boundary line.
It's certainly pretty slippery, Pete. You could watch the ball skid across the ground from that knockout that time, and out of bounds on Carlton's half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. There's a free kick. It'll go there to Atkin. And Atkin to take the free kick at half-back for Collingwood. Scores are dead level at the moment, 38 points apiece. A very low-scoring game up to this stage of the match. Over there towards Kinky, couldn't hold the mark. Goes after the ball again. In goes Dacos. Oh, beautiful play by Harms. He takes it away from the pack. He's breaking clear over the centre half. He's got a running shot for goal. This will be a long one. It's a beautiful goal by Wayne Harms.
Great goal.
No doubt about that. Beautiful play. And Carlton in front by 6 points.
Well, let's give credit also there to Greg Wells. As Harms was coming down the ground, Greg Wells went alongside him, told him exactly what was going on. We watch it on replay. Harms bringing the ball out of the centre now, having the bounce, coming down. Greg Wells signalling to him there that you're completely clear. Then Wells shepherded Dacos out. A lovely goal by Wayne Harms.
6 minutes gone in the third quarter now in the 1981 grand final.
Ball knocked out there to Mayland. Carlton getting their second win the game, but the umpire's found a free kick against Fitzpatrick. It'll go to Atkin. He's not two. He's having a go. Williams, a 15-metre penalty. Oh, in goes Dacos. It'll go back to Fitzpatrick. What silly play on the part of Dacos. Collingwood had a chance to go deep into attack. Fitzpatrick's got the last laugh as the ball goes over Carlton's half-forward line. Byrne drops the mark. It's McClure spinning out of the pack. The ball goes up there towards full forward. Lover plays it safe, taps it on, and it's through for 1 point. Silly play on the part of Dacos that time because Collingwood were receiving a 15-metre penalty, and that's what I call giving away a charity one, Peter.
I think we've always been told when you've got possession of the ball, don't do anything silly.
Keep your trap shut.
That was silly. McCormack, full-back. Beautiful kick. Oh, what a great mark to Harms! Mark of the day by a mile. That was a great leap. Here it is in replay. Harms at the back. Superb grab. Mark that one down for one of the marks of the year. Wayne Harms. Not such a good kick. Wobbles off the side of the boot. Knocked away by Atkin into the arms of Taylor. Backing up well. Taylor from centre half back. Almost picked up down there, but he got his kick in. Down towards half forward. It might be a free kick down the field. It is. He was bowled over after he kicked the ball. And the free kick will be taken by Craig Stewart for Collingwood.
15-metre penalty, Pete.
And this would be Stewart within kicking distance, I reckon. He's a beautiful kick if he can get onto it. The wet ball won't help him though. Let's remember that. He's kicked 1 goal already and the rain is still coming down. Tries hard. Moore doesn't get a chance to fly forward as it goes through for 1 behind. And on the scoreboard it reads Carlton 6-9-45, Collingwood 5-9-39. It's 1 goal the difference as Dool kicks out towards the outer side. Atkin at the back. Knocked away from Howell. Taylor again knocks it down. Picked up by Williams. A high kick in turn towards the pocket. Moore flies from the behind. He's got it. No marks as the umpire. Dool could have been infringed by pushing in the back there. Umpire Robinson says no free kick. It will be a ball up, gentlemen. And that ball up will take place about 25 metres from goal in the forward pocket.
Watch on replay there as Peter Moore misses that, and Bruce Dool could easily have been penalised against Ray Shaw.
That's what I thought. Howell knocks it down, but not very far. It's over the line in front of that small scoreboard, and again we will see a boundary throw-in. Around about the 110,000 mark watching the grand final across Australia on the 7 network. We hope you're enjoying it too. Williams trying to go through the pack, maybe instead of around it. Kink, snapshot for goal with his favourite left foot, but he's missed it, I think. 1 behind to the Magpies. And on the scoreboard it now reads Carlton still in front, 6-9-45 to Collingwood 5-10, 40 points.
David Parkin on the phone, 5 points the difference. And we're at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter, waiting on English to bring the ball back into play. Ground is very slippery, rain still coming down, but it's eased off a bit, I would say. Tommy Hafey there with Ron Richards. But still anybody's game, only 5 points the difference. I think we've lost the ball.
Policeman going in to see if he can find it.
Carlton. It'd be pretty hard to find one here today with 110,000 people, Pete. All you want there is a kit bag and your hammer and hose.
You'd want to search 220,000 pockets.
Okay, still the 5 points the difference. They bring the new ball out to be kicked in now by, this time, Bruce Dillon. He's played a magnificent game today. He's been tremendous down there in defence. Fitzpatrick's been a marvellous player in the ruck. Carlton had possibly the 2 or 3 best players, but Collingwood side's a little bit more even. But they're trailing by 5 points. Out there to Wells. Coming at the back is Taylor. He hasn't been a bad player for Collingwood either, and the ball is out of bounds, about 50 metres around from the Collingwood goal.
An unobtrusive type Taylor, but rarely does his opponent do a lot.
Right, and a real team player, and they're very handy players to have in the side. It's Stewart and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick once again. There's a free kick for a push in the back. Now it's dropping the ball. Against Taylor that time, to take the free kick will be Marcoux, one of Carlton's best players. The ball back towards centre field again. There's Mackay, couldn't hold the mark. Billy Picken comes in front of Mackay. Mackay won't give in. He puts the ball back to the ground again. The ball fumbling around there by both sides. Williams is clear, a hand pass. Over to Tony Shaw, back to Ricky Barham. He fumbled the ball, down he goes. Umpire call play on, and what a game this guy's playing. A magnificent bit of football. And a pass there to McConville, and a magnificent pass. And a very good mark to McConville at centre-half forward. Well, there's no doubt about Bruce Dill. The older he gets, the better he plays. Short pass, this is dangerous. Ball knocked out now, coming in to meet it is Cooper. Finally taken away from Cooper, and the ball given over there by Irwin across the centre field. Hunter and Dacos have a go, and the umpire said it'll be a mark to Hunter against Dacos.
Hunter being paid the mark. Collingwood fans not happy with that. Hunter's kick is long, up towards half forward. Atkin tried to punch it clear, likewise Mackay. Wells grabbed too high, free kick. Greg Wells at centre-half forward for Carlton has a chance to bring up a goal for the Blues. Wells hasn't scored a goal today. Carlton at the moment leading by 5 points. Wells from centre-half forward. In he comes. Won't quite make the distance. Atkin with the big fly. Did he touch it? Through for a point anyway. I don't think anybody touched that actually. I think they all missed.
Yep.
So 1 point makes it an even goal, the difference once more. 6-10-46 to 5-10-40. Cormac adjusting the shoelaces. Out he comes towards the member stand side this time. Mackay on his own. Well, Mackay doesn't usually spill those, certainly not on a dry day, but we can make excuses this afternoon. Barham tries to get it clear. Plenty of opposition from Bususto. Out to Toomey. Malin in there as well. Likewise assistance from Gould. Umpire Mike Dye has decided on the bounce. Well, a very scrambly game. It did start off in this third quarter with some good passages of play, but we can make allowances for the players not handling the greasy conditions well. We haven't had rain in Melbourne for a long while. Knocked away by Mackay. Gould. Kick number 11, I think. 13, actually. Johnston caught with the ball. Fans looking for a free kick as Malin breaks clear. Umpire Mike Dye has, I could almost say, taken the easy way out by deciding to ball it up. Taylor having a word to him. And Dye with a smile from ear to ear. Why, I know not. Bounce down. We'll see the ruck work with David Mackay doing it, and does it well. Palms it out nicely to Wells, who's shepherded okay by Sheldon. A shot at goal by the centre man is through, I think. Yes, it no touched. 1 point to Greg Wells, touched right on the line. Scoreboard as we take a look at the replay. Let's watch that. Goal umpire in perfect position. You couldn't argue with that, Bob.
I know that it was touch, Pete.
Ball back into play again. Out there to watch Carlton's half forward on a stack up, and the umpire's going to ball it up once again. So it's 7 points the difference in favour of Carlton. And we're approaching the 14-minute mark of this, the third quarter of the 1981 Grand Final. We certainly hope that you're enjoying this wherever you may be throughout the world. Ball knocked out again by Mackay. There's the go now for Wells. He gets clear. The umpire said there'll be a free kick to Collingwood. It'll go to Lovell out there at half-back. He's actually over towards the centre half-back position. Lovell's kick is out there towards the wing. Collingwood struggling at the moment. Ball knocked down. The ball finally delivered up there by Davis across towards centre field. Punched away by Barham. Barham goes in again. Couldn't pick it up. There's a go for Fitzpatrick. He doesn't make many mistakes. Fitzpatrick's kick is out wide towards that half-forward line. The pack fly. They all miss it, actually. Going after it now is Byrne and Marcoux. Byrne plays it safe and goes for the boundary line. And the ball is out of bounds. So it's out of bounds on Carlton's half-forward line. This time it's only about 45 metres around from their goal. Knocked out by Mackay. Picken couldn't pick that one up, and once again, it's out of bounds towards the wing position. Still about 70 metres around from the Carlton goal. Carlton, to me, are looking a little bit better.
Agreed.
I don't know what Bob thinks about it.
Yes, they're not putting on the board though, Lou, and Collingwood only need a goal and they're back into the game.
There we see Williams getting a free kick. I think that Collingwood, if they can stay with them up till three-quarter time, we all know Collingwood's finishing power, and they all hang on too. There's no doubt about that, which they've proved this year. I think in about 11 close ones, they've won them all. Waiting now for Williams from half-back. Kicks the ball across there towards centre-half forward. Rene King coming in. Stewart's in front. No one can take the mark. Plenty of Carlton defenders. Oh, a fumble that time by Dool. The ball pushed out again. Aspen had a fresh air shot. Couldn't get it. Things have been quiet for him today as they pile in there. And the umpire's going to ball it up on Collingwood's half-forward on about 70 metres out from the goal. And we're approaching the 16-minute mark of this, the third quarter of the 1981 Grand Final.
Bounced out and knocked away by Fitzpatrick. It's sharked by Dacos. Dacos with a high kick towards the pocket. It could be over the line on the full. In fact, it is. And the penalty will be taken down there by English. English in the back pocket for Carlton. Main scoreboard end. Blues this quarter kicking towards the Jollymon goal. Fitzpatrick has the ball knocked away from him. Picking it up as Irwin. Gives it to Dacos and turn over to Tony Shaw. Useful handball to Taylor, who skirts well, shoots at goal and has put it through for a great goal at Taylor. His first. Collingwood looking okay with that passage of play. The scoreboard, Carlton 6-11, 47. Collingwood 6-10, 46. And King breaking clear, shrugs the tackle from English, pops it up short. Tony Shaw will mark. Shaw is directly in front of goal and has a chance for Collingwood second in the space of as many minutes.
Good play on the part of King that time, Peter. He could have easily gone for the shot. He was on his left boot, which made it a difficult one, but that was unselfish play.
In he comes, Tony Shaw for his first goal. If it's accurate, the goal umpire says full points, and Collingwood strike a purple patch. Tony Shaw's first goal, and the scores. Carlton 6-11, 47, now trailing Collingwood by 5 points. The Magpies 7-10, 52.
Harking back to what we said just a few moments ago, Lou, although Carlton were looking better, they were not putting scores on the board, and that is the important thing. It's not a game of keepings off as Ashman comes off the ground and Buckley back on. Not on camera, but that's the way it is.
Shaw doing his bootlaces there as Ashman does come off the field, but he hasn't had a very good day. Rod Ashman, only 5 kicks to his credit. Another new ball being brought out. Umpire Mike Dye will bounce it. 7 Network telecast of the 81 Grand Final. We're 18 minutes now into the third term.
Centre bounce again, and the Magpies in front by 5 points. The ball comes back to Atkin. He knocks it back again. Has a go for Glasgow. He's tripped. The umpire caught that one and a free kick to Glasgow. Might have been a good move, that one, because he was certainly breaking clear. The kick by Glasgow is well over centre-half forward, up towards the full forward position. Punched away by Byrne. Lovell comes in. Collingwood getting a bit of confidence back now as the ball is shot out the tail, and he hasn't played a bad game. Kicked it off the ground, out there to Irwin. He overruns the ball. Glasgow loses it. It's very slippery as we see Irwin go down. The umpire said it'll be a free kick, him on the shoulder. Tell you what, Williams hasn't played a bad game either for Collingwood, Bob.
He's in there body to body all the time, isn't he?
My word, he is. Kicked by Irwin is out there towards the big fellow Stewart, over the top of the pack. Coming in to meet it now is Fitzpatrick and Dacos. It's over the line and it's out of bounds up towards Collingwood's half-forward line. But a heck of a way around from their goal, about 75 metres out. Stewart and... good knockout by Stewart. The first knocked away from Fitzpatrick. A long kick looking for Peter Moore. He lost sight of it. There's a chance now for Tony Shaw, but he's got a free kick, Peter Moore, for interference. And Peter Moore would be about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. A difficult shot, but what do you think about that? Well, I would say it was interference.
Yes, agreed.
We see Peter Moore, a chance to put the Magpies further ahead now. Peter Moore's already kicked 1 goal. The Magpies leading by 5 points. The kick won't make the distance, I shouldn't imagine. It's knocked down. English there once again. Gets the ball away from the danger zone, from the full-back position. Coming out to meet it now. There's a chance for Collingwood to go back into attack through Toomey. It's a long kick up into the goal square. The players set themselves. They all fly. It's up the top of the pack. English can't pick it up. They're falling over like 9 pins at the moment. English in the thick of things again. And the umpire said he had no hope and will ball it up about 10 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Collingwood in front by 5 points. 52 points Collingwood to Carlton 47. And we're right on the 20-minute mark of this, the third quarter. Knocked out to Stewart again by Moore. No one can get clear. There's strong players. We see a pick-up by Shaw. A snap for goal.
It's there.
I think he may have put it through. A beautiful goal. And the Magpies. The score now. The Magpies in front again by 12 points. Collingwood 8-10. 58 to Carlton 6-11, 47.
Free kick going Carlton's way will be taken by 100 centre half back. 9 points, or 11 points the difference in favour of the Magpies. That's been their biggest lead today. Dacos at half back couldn't complete the mark. The call from the umpire was play on. Atkin loses it. Pickens' kick is short. Looking for Kink. Can't find him. Glasgow picks up the crumbs for Carlton. A short kick up towards right half forward. Effectively not clear by Atkin. Doesn't bounce too well for Dacos, but it comes to Byrne after the tap down, or he slips over on the what will be a very greasy piece of turf now. Taylor again taking the handball. Kicked it straight to Glasgow. Still can't take the mark. Williams tries to crash through. Not successful. In the back, says the umpire. Free kick to Carlton. Glasgow to take the free kick just short of centre wing. He's on the outer side of the ground. Ball will be getting a little bit heavy now. McConville flies. He's been quiet since half-time. Mackay's in there. Traps it in front of him okay, David Mackay. He wouldn't be appreciating the wet conditions, I don't think. He's tried a short pass. Looking for Ken Sheldon. He couldn't take it. Toomey off the carpet into no man's territory, really. Harms is first to get there. Toomey tries it again and missed it completely. That let Harms in. Harms lines up the goal from 30 metres out and has missed it. One behind. Bad luck for Carlton. Bad luck for Wayne Harms. Good luck for Toomey after trying to kick it off the ground. 6-12 to 8-10 is the scoreboard. McCormack from full-back goes towards the outer side of the ground. Tapping it on cleverly. Comes down towards Taylor it was. Taylor towards the half-forward line. Howell takes the mark in front of Moore. As we mentioned, they had a fiery first quarter, these two, but things seem to have died down since. Peter Moore's got on top, but that was a great mark by Howell, playing him in front.
Kick by Howell is back towards the centre of the ground. At the back as Atkin goes for the punch. It's successful. Perovic's got a chance. He taps it on. Good play over to Glasgow. Not a very good kick. It goes over the head of Wells. Picked up by Byrne. A hurried kick. He goes down. Stewart taps the ball on again. Perovic comes in to meet it. It's Hunter grabbing it now. He's clear of Tony Shaw. Finally drives the ball back towards Carlton's half-forward line. The call. There's Cooper going up high. Couldn't hold the mark. Finally, it's kicked up there by Carlton as it goes up towards McClure. He goes down. McCormick's there with him. And Wells too, and the umpire's going to ball it up. Oh, golly, Bob, there's plenty of pressure on at the moment. 10 points the difference. Ball knocked out again. Hand pass from Taylor. He's playing a great game. Over to Billy Pickens. Back to Byrne. And the Magpies take the ball away from the danger zone. Perovic standing up pretty well. A hand pass coming over to Harms. It's a short pass out there to Mail. It skids along the ground right into his hands. The ball shot up there on a good mark to Mark Q, about 55 metres out from goal on the boundary line. Wayne still pelling down. It's a high kick into the forward pocket. Actually, it's up to full forward. The pack set themselves. It comes to the ground now, and Collingwood play it safe. Ricky Barham knocking it through. So it's 9 points the difference now. 6 goals, 13-49 Carlton to Collingwood, 8 goals, 10-58. And we're approaching the 24-minute mark of this, the third quarter. We wait now for the ball to come back into play. Both these sides will be pretty tired. I'd say the players will sleep well tonight. Off the top of the pack. Hand pass coming over from Rene Kink as the ball is driven up there by Shaw. And Davis is in front of Dill for about the first time for the day, and he's got the mark out there at half forward. A long kick up there looking for Peter Moore, coming in for the big grab. Off the top of the pack again. He couldn't get clear. Finally, it's picked up. Oh, it's smothered. There's a go for Williams. Can he pick it up? He's kicked it off the ground for a goal.
Williams' second goal. What a goal it was. As some ratbag threw a piece of paper at him. And Collingwood go further ahead. Here it is in replay.
Yes, not good play by Wayne Harms there, but magnificent football by Williams. Not the kick off the ground, but the smother right off the boot to follow it on. Wonderful play. You don't see much better than that as we see the shot from our Clark mobile crane and Williams following it on. And what a wonderful quarter of football Williams has played.
6-13 to 9-10 is the scoreboard. 49-64. 26 minutes have gone in the third quarter now. Is it going to be Collingwood? Stewart gets clear. Well, he almost got clear. Marku takes it well from him and puts the Blues into attack now. Cooper getting underneath the ball and takes a safe mark in front of Ashton. who has not had the best of days. Cooper's kick towards the outer side, looking for Atkin, too tall. Atkin's handball to Ray Shaw. It's pretty slippery. Backing him up well was Taylor. In towards centre field. It's not a long kick. Toomey flies high, comes down with the ball, beats Wells. Left plenty of distance in that one. Up toward full forward again. Peter Moore's there, but it's knocked away from him by Howell. Goes straight to Davis. Davis's handball back to Tony Shaw. Can he go? Howell won't catch him. A shocking kick. Kicks it straight into the arms of Ken Hunter. Hunter in the back pocket. Things not looking good for Carlton at the moment. Fitzpatrick. They were long odds on early in the week. 2-1 on. Fitzpatrick right half back flank. Into Taylor again in the back of the neck and gets a free kick, naturally enough.
This fellow's been a very good player too, Bob.
He done extremely well, Lou. He's earlier had the job of tagging Ashton, and then now he's been allowed to play his natural game and has really driven Collingwood forward.
15 kicks to Taylor, ball knocked forward. Here's a chance for Harms. He boots it off the ground on the full, was it?
Yep.
And guess who's got it? No one worse from a Carlton point of view. Peter Dacos.
Well, Dacos on the boundary line. Let's have a look at that. Yes, no doubt about that. That was on the full. Dacos right on the boundary line. Will he bring up his second goal? The packed MCG stand in the background, watching. Dacos fires. I think he may have missed it. Out of bounds on the full again, so that's a penalty to Carlton at the 28.5-minute mark of the term.
Still the difference, 15 points in favour of Collingwood, and it looks to me at the beginning of this quarter, about 10 minutes into it, that Carlton were going the better, but as Bob Skilton mentioned, you can't give Collingwood away at any time because they keep on going there and coming in all the time, Bob, don't they?
Yes, and the thing that Collingwood have done that Carlton couldn't do was put goals on the board, even with their possessions.
There's the kick out there. Stewart in front. Didn't grab that mark. Hunter gets a hurried kick back out there. Coming into meet is Billy Pickett and takes the mark. Been a very good player for Collingwood too, Billy Pickett.
He's had a wonderful final series.
My word, he has. Billy Pickett out there on that centre wing position. It's a long kick for Billy Pickett. It's a long kick for anyone. Perovic with a chance to mark. Knocked away by Rene King. Gets a hand pass out to Barham. A snap for goal. He's put it through. It's there. Another goal to Collingwood. 21 points in front. But don't start celebrating yet, fellas, because it's a long way from over. The score. Collingwood 10-10-70 to Carlton 6-13-49.
Replay, here's the goal.
Yes, one could have possibly thought about a free kick, but the good thing about it from Collingwood's point of view was that Kink at no stage took his eyes off the ball, followed on and got that hand pass.
Nearly 29 minutes have gone now in the final third term, 21 points the difference.
And the ball knocked out to Marcoux, and Carlton go back into attack. They badly need a goal. The ball punched away by the Collingwood defence. There's a go now for Taylor, over to Billy Pickett. Still gets a kick. Up there towards Rene King in the front position. Punched away by McConville. Grabbed by Marcoux. He goes to the wide open spaces. Glasgow out there on his own. Irwin's after him. He's clear to get a kick now. A long hand pass out to Sheldon, who's been a pretty quiet player for Carlton today. Finally drives the ball up there looking for Johnson. He's got the mark. No, he hasn't played it. Finally a tap to Cooper. He loses the ball. There's a go now for Ashman to fire at the goals. And what's he done with it? A goal. So they're coming back, Carlton.
2 goals to Ashman.
And the score. Carlton 7-13-55 to Collingwood 10-10-70.
Wonderful to see Rod Ashman after having a real poor day for Rod Ashman. Johnson trying to take the mark. A quick hand pass. It's knocked out of the hands there of Cooper. Ashman quick on the scene, and that might give him some sort of confidence.
We're at the 30-minute mark now of the third quarter. Fitzpatrick with a mammoth punch down up towards Hunter at half forward. With him is Lovell. It comes to Dacos. There's a free kick to Hunter. Hunter is within kicking distance too if he gets the thing moving. As I said, just over 30 minutes have gone. Ken Hunter, centre half forward. Dropping a little bit short. The flyer is McClure at the back. Now it's a Collingwood mark. McCormack has it. Peter McCormack in the goal square, or adjacent to it, brings it around the member stand side. Knocked away from Malin, it goes to Barr. A wrestle, out comes Malin with the ball, over the top of a handball. Buckley lines them up, steadies on its way, and it's a goal. Carlton are coming back. One goal to Buckley, his first, a very valuable one, just on siren time for the third term. And the scores now, 8 goals, 13, 61 Carlton, Collingwood 10-10-70. The
couldn't help but think just a moment ago, Peter, that the one thing that Carlton are not doing up on the forward line, they're not getting enough out of their smaller players. McClure making the mistake of going from behind, but the smaller players then coming into it.
Ricky Barron is being spoken to by the runner. It's 9 points the difference. Atkin and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick with another big one, knocked further forward by Mackay in front of Picken, picked up by Sheldon, scooped further forward, but intercepting is Lovell. Lovell streaming downfield with the ball, puts it up where Perovic should take the mark. Perovic at right half back. Big Bell Perovic. Carlton centre half back, getting the Blues out of danger as the siren goes for three-quarter time. A pretty long quarter, 31.5 minutes. On the 7 Network, welcome to the final term of the 1981 Grand Final between the Magpies and the Blues. Collingwood leading by 9 points. Fitzpatrick taps the ball down, but there has been a centre bounce infringement, and the free kick will be going to... Let's see who's going to take it. Taylor has the free kick. No, he's given it back to Stuart Atkin. Atkin with the free to put Collingwood into attack early in the final term. Atkin with a booming punt kick towards half forward, and a good mark is brought in. Stewart, 50 metres out from goal, has a chance to kick his second goal. 1 goal, 3, the tally to Stewart so far. Players being ordered back from the mark by the umpire.
Nothing like getting a goal straight after the siren, Pete.
Carlton came back well with 2 late in the third quarter. Stewart puts it on its way. He's got the distance, I would reckon. The accuracy is not quite as good as he would have hoped for, and it goes through for only 1 behind. So that makes the difference at even 10 points. 8-13, 61 Carlton. Collingwood 10-11, 71. Do the kicking in, Bruce Gould, one of Carlton's best players today. If they get beaten, it won't be through his fault. Moore scrapes it in right on the point of the square over Scott Howe. Peter Moore, the Collingwood captain, Brownlow medalist in 1979, puts the Magpies into attack. Dool in front. Davis is at the back. There is a nudge out. The free kick will be going to Bruce Dool. He hipped him out, and the flying doormat, as he is affectionately known, to take the free. In the back pocket, in comes Dool around the member stand side. Beautiful punt kick. Moore flies, goes the fist. It's knocked away by Fitzpatrick up towards centre wing. In strongly is Byrne, picked up by McClure, who crashes his way through. McClure redirecting play towards right half forward. Out comes David Mackay. The Blues on the run, off the ground from Lovell. Johnston comes after him, scooped over the line. Oh, that's got to be deliberate. Oh, he says no.
I thought the umpire was going to blow the whistle for a free kick there. He changed his mind.
Goodness me. Here it is. Make up your own mind.
Well, the ball out of bounds about 10 metres around from the Carlton goal. 10 points the difference. There's a go now for Sheldon, a hurried shot for goal. He's put it through. 4 points the difference now.
Sheldon's second goal.
Score. Sheldon's goal, and we see Carlton 9-13-67 to Collingwood 10-11-71.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Lou, when I said about the smaller Carlton players. Sheldon was often hanging out across the ground looking for it. And, when you've got the talent of Sheldon, you've got to be in there underneath the feet of the packs to do exactly what he did then, shark that ball away and, hopefully put it through for goals. Sheldon has to be at the feet of the pack.
It's 4 points the difference now in the final quarter, which has been in progress 3 minutes.
Centre bounce again. Fitzpatrick against Atkin. Down she goes. Coming back to Fitzpatrick. Knocked out by Taylor. McConville had a fresh air shot that time. A bit of struggling going as Mayland comes out of the pack with the ball. Good play on the part of Mayland. A hand pass to Hunter. Put him under a bit of pressure here, but it'll bounce okay for him. He's got it now. Very rarely caught as he shoots the ball back. Out there towards the wing position. Punched away by Byrne. Up there towards Irwin. He can't pick it up. And Toomey has a fresh air shot. He's slung to the ground. The umpire's going to ball it up right on there on top of the VFL logo. So it's 4 points the difference. 10-11-71 Collingwood to Carlton 9-13-67. Ball knocked out to McClure. Struggles, gets a kick. It's a high one, doesn't travel any distance. The umpire calls play on. Knocked out again. A chance now for Barham to pick it up. Gets a hurried kick back. Out there towards Dacos. He's got the mark. Got away from Hunter that time. Hunter's had him pretty well covered for 2 quarters. Long kick by Dacos. A beautiful kick. Punched out by the Carlton defence. There's plenty of them around. Turles coming out to meet it now as Mayall has got a paddock to run in. It's back into his right boot. Shoots the ball across towards the centre of the ground. And Billy Pickens there once again. And he takes a nice mark at centre field. He's played a great game for Collingwood. It's his 15th kick coming up as we approach the 4.5-minute mark of this, the last quarter of the 1981 Grand Final, and Collingwood in front by 4 points. Fitzpatrick takes the mark again. Certainly playing a great captain's game as the ball goes back out there on him. Oh, Atkin dropped an easy one. And down they go. This gives Lovell a chance to get clear. A hand pass out to Toomey on his own. Another long hand pass for Collingwood to Irwin. Back it goes again to Tony Shaw. Another one coming back to Toomey. Toomey goes running around his opponent. He's cleared with a pot shot for the goal. Will he make the distance? Oh, Moore put his hand to it and stopped it. It could have gone through for a point. It did go through for a point. It could have been a goal.
Oh, it certainly could have. It would have been a goal. No doubt about that. Anyway, 9-13-67 to 10-12-72 as the scoreboard, as the ball is driven out towards the outer side. Perovic making a good attempt to mark, not successful, and Bosustow carts it over the line. Bosustow has had a dirty day. 4 kicks, 3 of those in the first quarter. Perovic and Stewart, knocked down by Stewart. Maven sneers the ball well on the ground. Barham over the top. Dool in for Carlton, grabbed but not in possession. Mike Dyer says play on, and it will be a boundary throw-in. Dool not happy with that decision, and giving the umpire a suitably
He was pretty lucky, Pete.
nasty look.
Watching on replay, and we see as Bruce Dool comes in now, he had had possession of the ball and lost it, so he might have been lucky.
Irwin has it knocked away from him by Glasscott. Picken again, tackled by Buckley. Did he have the ball? From the umpire, the call was play on. Buckley and Johnston. Johnston gets it out. Long towards half forward. Mackay flies. Ashman scouts well. 12 metres out and goals. Carlton hit the front in the final term. 3 goals to Ashman. The scoreboard now. Carlton 10-13-73. Collingwood 10-12-72.
Well, if ever fitness was going to tell a story, we might see it from now on with a neck-and-neck tie at this stage. Billy Pickett not able to get the ball clear. A quick piece of football there by Hunter, and Ashman roving to perfection on that occasion. Both Collingwood backmen up there, a great goal.
6.5 minutes have gone in the final term. That's it from the Clark mobile frame. Ashman putting it through for 4 points as the screen has come up, and Ashman's pretty happy about that. So should Carlton coach David Parkin, because it made the difference 1 point. 73-72 now in the grand final of 81. 7 minutes gone.
A point the difference in favour of Carlton this time. There's a nice knockout by Fitzpatrick. Picken couldn't get clear. Gets it out to McClure. The ball, he can't get clear. The umpire said hold the man. Free kick there to McClure at centre-half forward, and Carlton ready to go back into attack. There's the kick. It's a long one up there towards the full forward zone. The players set themselves. It comes to the ground. Short trace mark. Goode coming out. Spins out the back beautifully. Intercepted by McCormick, but he can't pick it up. They're falling over left and right down there in the forward pocket for Carlton. The umpire is going to ball them about 15 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton 73 points to Collingwood 72. About 7 minutes gone of this last quarter. Ball back into play again. Ball fumbled there by quite a few players. Ashman coming out of the pack, snaps the goal, but he's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 2 points the difference. He's starting to be a dangerous player now after being a very quiet player for 3.5 quarters just about.
He's got 3 goals, 1 on the board now, Lou, and he would have a little bit more confidence. He's had 9 kicks and is really starting to come into play.
Well, have Collingwood thrown another one away. One stage during the third quarter, led by 21 points. Out it goes. Fitzpatrick, he's playing a game and a half to Johnson. A long hand pass down there towards the half-forward line. Bosustow couldn't get it. It's knocked out now. Taylor gets a kick back towards centre field. But there's McConville. They've got their second win. Carlton as the ball goes up towards the full forward position. Umpire's not playing the mark to Mackay. He said play on. As the ball is finally forced out by Buckley. Down there towards the forward pocket on the boundary line. And he's slung over the line with the ball, and the ball is out of bounds.
It looked a mark to me, Pete.
Oh, it's pretty close, but the umpire not giving any
On replay, we'll have a good close look.
Oh, well, I don't know. The ball back into play again. Knocked out by Atkin that time, and it goes for the boundary line and out of bounds. Still the score. Carlton in front by 2 points. 10-14-74. For Collingwood, 10-12-72.
Atkin sets himself for the boundary throw-in, contesting with Mackay over the top. McClure. Tony Shaw. Long handball towards the boundary line. That was the correct way to go. And speaking of going, Sheldon did just that, right into the side. Again, the throw-in, this time a little bit further around. It's about 15 metres from the behind post. Mackay in front with Atkin. Neither gets it effectively. Marku can't trap it. Byrne, handball to Shaw, Marku in there, and over the line again. So they're working it around effectively. Collingwood defence now has it about 35 metres around. Atkin and Mackay. Mackay wins it to Johnston. Johnson with the left foot, high towards the goals, sailing through for a behind, and that could be very valuable later in the quarter. 10-15 to 10-12 is the scoreboard. It's 3 points the difference. Points the difference as McCormack kicks out. Straight up the centre field area. Bazasto has the grab. Perovic takes it off the hands. Now he has stopped play. Well, if he was paying that mark, I would like to ask, why didn't he pay the mark to David Mackay earlier? Because it did seem to me he held it just as long.
On replay again, we watched, and it was... it must be... No, it was a free kick. It was after that. It wasn't a mark. He paid the free kick.
Comments from Triple Brownlow medalist Bob Skilton. Perovic. Atkin in the goal square. Oh, just trapped that. That was going through, I think. Nobody touched that before, Atkin. They all missed it. One behind again. 10-16, 76 to 10-12, 72. A difference of 4 points on the scoreboard. 10.5 minutes have gone. The flyer was Glascott. Fitzpatrick takes the mark, though. Ray Byrne will stand on the mark. Carlton skipper from right half forward. He's gone for a short pass. It's an underground one. Buckley might get there first before it goes over the line. Steps and puts it out on the full.
Free kick to Collingwood down there in the forward pocket. And still 4 points the difference. 10-16, 76 Carlton. The Collingwood 10-12, 72. Ball out of bounds in the forward pocket position. We're about 11.5 minutes into this last quarter, so there's plenty of time for both teams at the moment. Ball back into play. Fitzpatrick in front. Ball punched out by Stewart. A fumble there by Lovell. He goes down. A chance for Ray Shaw to pick it up. Gets a hurried kick out there towards centre field. McConville comes in, doesn't stop. He keeps on going. Runs to centre half forward. He's in trouble now. A hand pass. It's a long one. Has a go for Johnson or Marku. He straightens up Marku. Fires for the goals. Is it coming around enough? I think it may have. No, 1 point. So it's 5 points the difference now. 10-17, 77 Carlton. The Collingwood 10-12, 72. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play.
That's 4 points in a row that Carlton have kicked, Lou.
Well, I don't know whether it's going to be to their advantage or disadvantage, Bob, but it's still raining lightly, but enough to make it very hard for the boys to handle the ball. Punched on that time by Collingwood's Williams. There's a go now for Davies. He's been a very quiet player. Going after him is Dool. He's still got the ball under his control, but Dool won't give up. He's dropped it. The umpire said play on. A stack up developing out there. He said a ball up as Barham starts to break away. Not about Dool. You think you're in the clear. He's got the longest arms you'll make your life. That's Tommy Hafey's brother, the runner, receiving messages down there on the fence. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick. Picked up by Malin. Out there towards McClure. Got away from Billy Picken. Takes the mark. A hand pass coming over to Sheldon. And Carlton away again. Byrne at the back, couldn't hold the mark over the top of Marku, and the ball is out of bounds, about 45 metres around from the Carlton goal. Still 5 points the difference. Carlton 10-17, 77 to Collingwood 10-12, 72. And the ball out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Carlton goal. Well, I think Mackay got that out. Aspin gets a hurried kick, or Marku it was back there, and McClure's got the mark. It was Aspin that kicked it, and McClure's got the mark. Already kicked one goal. He'd only be about 25 metres out directly in front. A bit of a dash-up going there between Aspin and Williams. Now, this is a vital goal for Carlton. Mark McClure comes in for the kick. There's no doubt about that. It's right through the middle.
McClure bringing up 4 points, and he's pretty happy about that. His second goal. Pizzasto can't handle it either. He chases after it and tries to trap it underneath. And a real scramble. Wisely, umpire Mike Dine has decided on the bounce. 72 to 83 in favour of Carlton. And remember that during the third quarter, Collingwood at one stage led by 21 points. Have they thrown another one away? For their supporters, I hope not. Toomey. Half forward for the Magpies. There's the man of the match in my book. Dool. Looks for McClure or Bazasto. In fact, they could have spoiled each other, that pair, but McClure traps it on the boundary line away from Barham. To Malin, the handball was intended. Not successful. And now McClure chases it again, but here comes Fitzpatrick. McClure once more. Can't take it. Collingwood through Taylor. Taylor to half forward. Dool couldn't accept the mark. Dacos can't get into the clear. Hunter's there with him, shepherded by Dool. A very high kick from the back. Fitzpatrick has infringed. Free kick going Collingwood's way to be taken by Ray Shaw. Shaw just short of the right half-forward flank. Collingwood badly needing a goal here. Davis, has he got the mark? No, it was punched away. Glascott couldn't take the rebound. Dool does. Out towards the member stand side. There's no one within 10 metres now. Now comes Hunter, or Sheldon it is. Goes for the short pass, picked up by Mark Hurd. This is beautiful football from Carlton. Accepting it as well. Pops it up in towards the goal square, but Mackay couldn't take it, and Cooper takes the mark. Oh, that was an Academy Award performance, that one. Picken from centre half back. Tries the short pass to the skipper, Peter Moore. Moore can be picked up by Johnston. No, he gets his kick in. Perevic at half-back, takes the mark in front of Stewart.
Oh, they're playing good football now, Carlton. Very confident football indeed, as we see Perevic drive the ball back there towards their half-forward line. And a chance for Fitzpatrick. He and Dool are the two best players on the ground. No doubt about that. Over to Buckley, another one over to Glascott. And they're full of running as the ball goes up there towards their full forward position. A packed fly. And someone trying to claim the mark as the ball is kicked out by Johnson right across the face of goals. It's going for the boundary line. Not quite out yet, but it is now, and there'll be a throw-in from about 30 metres around from the Carlton goal.
Fitzpatrick very close to a mark on that occasion. Not Fitzpatrick, Mackay.
I'd say so, Bob, as we see the ball come back into play again. Knocked out by Moore. Pushed forward by Toomey. Irwin goes down, as Pizzusto's there too, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 30 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton 83 points to Collingwood 72. 11 points the difference in favour of the Blues. Ball knocked out again to Sheldon. He fumbles the ball. He tries to get another one. He's slunk to the ground. Johnson's got it now. Gets it out to Glascott. Carlton playing with a lot of confidence. The ball is shot up there towards the full forward zone. McCormick couldn't hold it. The back of the pack is Taylor. Runs into double. He's put it out of bounds. And Collingwood are making mistakes now. 11-17-83 Carlton to Collingwood 10-12-72. And we're at the 16.5-minute mark of the last quarter. It'll be a penalty free kick down there to Marcoux right on the boundary line. A difficult shot. Let's see what he can do with it. Banana kick. Right across the face of goals. It'll be out of bounds, and a penalty free kick to Moore down there in the back pocket. Or will it be
Picken might take it.
Might take the free kick.
David Parker on the phone trying to relay messages. Maybe that phone has gone on the blink. Judging by his expression, it could have. Picken around the boundary line. Collingwood need a goal quickly. They won't get one here. Knocked away. Shaw, Conville doing some useful things there. Went past Peter Moore. Lovell has the opportunity. Got overloaded. Or offloaded. Clearing kick from Cooper. Mayland to Johnston. Walks Taylor and Lovell nicely. Up to Buckley. Buckley gets around Cooper, but only just. Williams gets ridden into the ground by Marcoux, and the umpire says it will be a boundary throw. Time ticking away for the Magpies, 18 minutes and 5 seconds. Gone in the final term. Mackay to Marcoux. Toomey. Moore on the boundary line. Pizzusto tries to keep it in play. Not successful. It's out of bounds on the full. It came off a player's boot.
Sure.
Pizzusto will take the free kick. Here it is in replay. Yes, it was.
They are bad luck, those ones.
They are, aren't they? Pizzusto, not many kicks today. 5 to him for the day. Into the goal square. More from the back. Mammoth punch down. But it goes, unfortunately, to Wells, who fumbles at the crucial moment. Tackled well by Taylor, holding the ball. And a good tackle it was too. Taylor to take the free kick in the back pocket to the Magpies. They trail 83 to 72. A handball to McCormack. Mackay's on his hammer. That might be over the boundary line. It is on the full. And the free kick will be taken by, I think, Phil Mayland. He went into defence. He's not too good. Or is he okay? He's okay. Mayland to take the free. Mayland just short of left half forward flank. Puts it high. Picken setting himself for the mark. Couldn't take that one. He made 2 opportunities to do so. And once again, we will see a boundary throw in, this time between the small scoreboard and the behind post, as the clock ticks away in the final term. Peter Moore will contest with David Mackay. Plenty of height on both sides there. Neither effectively. Marcoux, snap at goal. Off target, one behind. So Carlton take their score along now. 11-13, 11-18, 84 to Collingwood 10-12, 72. That's a difference of 2 goals.
It'll make it mighty hard for the Magpies now. They're looking pretty tired to me at the moment, Collingwood. Just on the 20-minute mark of this last quarter. And I would say what she'd go about 31 minutes, Bob. So about 11 minutes to go.
Yes, but the important thing at the moment is that Carlton are controlling the ball, and they were doing that in the third quarter, if we remember, and then all of a sudden Collingwood, with good teamwork, put 2 quick goals on the board, and it was a different game.
Looking more tired now as the ball comes out to Tony Shaw, and Collingwood go back into attack up towards their centre-half forward position. Dool again. Knocks the ball down to McConville over to Harms. That back line standing up pretty well as it goes out there, and a mark to Marcoux. Carlton playing with a lot of confidence. And looking the winners for 1981 as we go for a short pass that time and a mark to McColl. Players that have been out of the picture are now starting to come into it too. That makes it a little bit upsetting from the Collingwood point of view.
I think that's the thing about the Carlton side. They can be down for a long while, but they've got that talent.
There's the kick by Mackay. It's a beautiful kick, and that one would seal the doom for Collingwood, I would say. So Collingwood really in trouble now. That's 2 goals to Mackay. Carlton 12-18-90 to Collingwood 10-12-72. We see it go down towards Collingwood's forward pocket position. Knocked along by Perrick, but he won't give in as it comes out now to Buckley. He goes down. He's showing plenty of tenacity there as the ball is in Collingwood's forward pocket position, about 40 metres out from the goal, and they're trailing by 12 points at the moment. And this grand final is gradually slipping away from the Magpies. 18 points. 18 points, I should say. Knocked out that time by Atkin, and the ball is out of bounds, about 30 metres around from the Collingwood goal. I know both sides are tired, but I think the Magpies look more tired than Carlton. 21 just on 22 minutes gone. The ball back into play again. Comes back to Stewart. In a bit of trouble. Look at all those Carlton defenders as they take the ball away again.
Mazusto setting himself for the mark, but Toomey has stuck to him like a leech right throughout the afternoon, and it gets punched clear over the boundary line for a throw-in, which will take place on centre wing. 22 minutes have gone. 22 and a quarter minutes to be precise in the final quarter. I don't think there'll be that much time on. Probably get it around about 28 and a half, 29 minutes. Fitzpatrick and Moore. Taylor. A high kick, getting underneath it as Buckley. Kink late on the scene, tries to spoil, effectively taken out by McConville. Wells breaking clear from the centre wing with a torpedo punt kick. High towards half forward in the road as Ray Burns built an easy mark, which he should have taken. A former Carlton player. Breaking clear. Mazusto, Mr. Magic, snaps it, goal. Off target, one behind. And that could be a very useful behind because it makes the difference. 19 points. So Collingwood have to kick 3 goals, 1 to tie it up. 91-72 is the scoreboard. David Parkin, I would reckon, would be happy. Likewise, his chairman of selectors, Wes Lofts.
Never happy until that siren goes when you're a coach, Peter.
I realise that, but if you had a choice to be in Collingwood to a Carlton position, you would certainly take Carlton.
No doubt.
And there is the Magpies Brains Trust. On the left, Ron Richards. On the right, Tommy Hafey. He would be a very disappointed man if the Magpies were to lose this afternoon. McClure in the middle, couldn't take it. Buckley backs up well from the rear of the pack. Beautiful, long torpedo punt kick in towards the forward pocket. And it bounces just over the line for a throw-in adjacent to the point post. Still 19 points the difference. 23 and 3/4 minutes gone. Final term. 5 metres from the behind post. The throw-in will take place. Mackay and Moore. Mazusto over the top. McCormack put his head down, but somebody else might get the free kick first. Peter Moore. It will go to him and turn over to Dacos from the back pocket. Dacos' kick around the flank. And it's snapped up out there by Ricky Barrett. Barrett from the right half-back flank. Collingwood supporter saying, get on with it quickly. That he has to do. McConville goes to spoil from Kink, and that's effective because it's over the line for a throw-in once you get on centre wing. Well, Carlton will just be happy to maintain possession of the ball if they can for the next few minutes of the match to take out the flag for season 1981. Stewart and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick wins it to Hunter. Useful twist in the pack. His kick is high. Moore doesn't have it bounce too well for him. Ashford and Mazusto. And even Mr. Magic can't control it. It's over the line for once again a throw-in.
Just on the 25-minute mark of the last quarter and time running out for the Magpies. 19 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Ball back into play again. Fitzpatrick played a great game against Moore. They both missed that one. Kicked off the ground by Toomey. Back up there towards the wing position. Pushed out by Buckley out there towards Wells. They're all coming to light now for Carlton. Appealing for a free kick with the umpire not having a bar of that. Into the time-on period by about 5 seconds. And the Magpies trailing by 19 points. And I would say that they'd have to perform a miracle to win this one. Johnson's kick is a high one, and as Bob said before, Carlton keeping possession of the ball, and of course they go back into attack again as the ball goes down there towards their, over their half-forward line, about 45 metres around from their goal. Waiting there for the ball to come back into play. It's Mackay and Moore going for the knockout. Actually, Moore got that out. Hurried kick by Taylor. Out there and a mark there to Stewart out there on the centre wing position. They better hurry up, Collingwood, because there's not much time to go. Off the top of the pack. But plenty of Carlton players here. We see McConville in front of Kink, picked up by Harms on the boundary line, having a bit of a struggle there as he slips along the ground, and the umpire said it's out of bounds, and there'll be a throw-in from Collingwood's half-forward line.
We spoke about underrated players, Lou. McConville's done a fine job for Carlton.
My word, he has. Well, a couple of Collingwood stars have been unsighted since about half-time. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go to one of the stars of the match. And he's been a great player during the final series. That's Mike Fitzpatrick, a real captain's game today. And Bruce Dool has played great too. They've had many great players. We see Glasgow shoot the ball up there towards the half-forward line. Punched out by Moore. And there's McClure coming in. A long hand pass over to Buckley. Buckley's on the edge of the square. They're doing as they like at the moment. Carlton, as the ball goes up there towards their full forward zone. Cooper drops the mark. Ball knocked out that time by Mackay. They go down. Aspin grabs the Collingwood player as he goes to the ground. And the umpire's going to ball it up. That was McCormick.
Ball up about 25 metres out from the Carlton goal. Nearly 27 minutes gone in the final quarter. I don't think it'll be a long one. I would say we've got 2 minutes left to play. Moore getting tripped up was Irwin. Should get a free kick for that, which he does. At centre-half back.
I think it's going to matter, Pete.
I don't think so, Lou. Irwin. Looks for Stewart. Too long for him. Mark taken by Malin.
Well, it looks as though we've got another year to wait if you're a Collingwood supporter, Peter.
At least. Phil Malin is at left half-back flank. He's going the short pass to Bazasto, and Bazasto takes the mark in front of Toomey, one of the few occasions today that he has got clear of David Toomey, who has done a fine job on the West Australian star.
When they smell victory, the players that have been unsighted all day start to come to light too.
Yes, you're right there. Fitzpatrick again, high towards the half-forward flank, or the forward pocket actually. Moore couldn't take that mark. He goes to Peter McCormack eventually from the back pocket. Toomey in front, knocked away. In comes Lovell to Tony Shaw. He's on centre wing. Underneath it is Harms, and Wayne Harms to take the easiest of marks from Ross Brewer. Well, that was simple stuff, that. Harms will try a short pass to Bazasto again. As I said, they will be quite content to just hold possession of the ball. Is that out of bounds, or is it a mark? It's a mark to Johnston. Johnson on the centre wing position. It's just about siren time. Davis. Davis is at centre half back now. Time running out for Collingwood, getting underneath at McConville, and takes the easiest of marks. Good mark to McConville, and must echo those sentiments just a few moments ago. Has played a great game.
Well, 19 points the difference, and I would say no doubt the Carlton side have the 1981 grand final really bottled up now as it goes up there towards Mackay and Moore. Finally, Tony Shaw gets a hand pass over there to Taylor. Taylor still trying, back there towards Williams. Up the top of the pack is Wayne Harms. He's clear at centre field, a long kick. Up there towards the full forward position, the long kick going for the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in from the forward pocket position.
Isn't that the value of a long kick, Lou? It's going to take Collingwood 3 kicks at least to get it back where Harms started.
Plus the fact that time is running out now for the Magpies. We're on the 29-minute mark. A little bit over by 6 seconds as the ball comes back into play again. Down goes Moore. It hasn't been his best day today. A snap for shot for goal by Buckley, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 20 points the difference now. Carlton 12-20-92 to Collingwood 10-12-72.
And Collingwood this quarter have only scored 2 points.
And they haven't scored since the 5-minute mark, Pete.
David Parkin on the boundary there. He knows his side's going to win the premiership, and he's out there to enjoy the celebrations when the final siren goes. It must be getting pretty close. Stewart couldn't pick it up. It's finally knocked out by Bazasto out there towards McClure. He'll tap it on, but there's no one there for Carlton. It doesn't matter because the Magpies have lost this match for sure. Well, there's the siren, and Carlton have won the 1981 grand final. The final scores, 12 goals, 20-92 Carlton to Collingwood 10-12-72.
And a great victory for the Blues, completely in command in the final quarter. And there they are. Aren't they happy? 21 points behind during the third quarter. Carlton getting up to win it and restricting the Collingwood scoring in the final term to only 2 points.
once again. Collingwood, the losers in a grand final. It's been 23 years since they won a grand final. Well, it's got to be 24 now. And it's certainly a disappointing grand final for their supporters. We couldn't say the players didn't try because they put up a valiant effort today, Bob. They did have a chance. They led by 9 points at three-quarter time, but the superior skill of Carlton was the telling factor. Plus, I wouldn't say they were fitter, but the moment you start to get a bit of a run on, you see players that haven't been sighted all day come to life, and that's what's happened. Final scores of the 1981 grand final. Carlton, the victors, 12 goals, 20-92 to Collingwood, 10-12, 72. There's the vanquished going across there with his brother, Tommy Hafey. Terribly disappointed, so close but so far. We see the Carlton crowd out there celebrating with champagne. Mark McClure very happy, but there's no doubt the two outstanding players in this match today were Bruce Dool on the half-back flank or centre half-back, wherever he was playing. Played a magnificent game, and closely followed by his skipper, Mike Fitzpatrick. And no doubt this has been the best season that Mike Fitzpatrick's had since he joined the Carlton Football Club from Western Australia. Very happy men in the centre. We see the president of the Carlton Football Club, Ian Rice, being cuddled there by a couple of team players. That is Wayne Johnson, of course. Mr. Rice would be very, very happy after taking over the Carlton Football Club when they were in a heck of a lot of trouble last year when Jazelenko and their president, Mr. George Harris, resigned from the club. And of course, within 2 years, he's president of a premiership side.
And full marks to Carlton too, Lou, because it did look when Collingwood went to a 20-point lead, was it halfway, or during the third
halfway through the
third quarter? And to Carlton's credit, they came back. They did it the hard way. They didn't just run away from Collingwood by dictating the terms. And there we see Bruce Dool, and what a wonderful player. I thought that Mike Fitzpatrick dominated proceedings, but what more could you ask for from a defender than Bruce Dool did today? And you know, I know that we have to vote on the best player in the final series, and my man is Bruce Dool.
I'm going along with you, Bob.
He has been magnificent. He and Mike Fitzpatrick shared things. For Collingwood, Billy Picken has played a wonderful final series, and as we see, a very, very happy and Peter Basusto there with the cap on head.
Let's go down now to Stephen Phillips, and he will talk with Ken Hunter.
Thanks, Louis. Ken, a magnificent game across the half-back line. What's it like to play in your first VFL Premiership side?
Well, it's a fantastic feeling. I thought halfway through the third quarter we might have blown our chances, but to the players' credit, they came back. Collingwood put up a good show, but I think they played too many games during the finals.
It must be a wonderful feeling playing on the back flank alongside guys like Val Perovic and Bruce Dool. They're absolutely superb all afternoon.
Oh, it's fantastic. You only have to watch the way they play and you can learn a lot from them.
Well, they're about to make the presentations, Ken. I'll let you get over there and enjoy a few more moments of glory. Back to you, Louis.
Thank you. For 1981, 12-20-92 to Collingwood, 10-12-72. Let's go down to the arena now to the president of Victorian Football League, Dr. Alan Naylor.
Of all clubs, commiserations to the Collingwood players today. There's no doubt that their performance was a very, very good one. Congratulations to the Carlton Club on winning their 13th premiership. It was a great effort by the 40 players on the ground today and to all concerned with the grand final match. It's my duty now to announce the winner of the Norm Smith Medal. The medal goes to Bruce Dool. And to make the presentation, Mr. Peter Smith.
Well done, Bruce. Well done, yeah, wonderful. Well done.
His Excellency, the Governor of Victoria and patron of the Victorian Football League, the Honourable Sir Henry Winnicky, will make the presentation of the medallions to the runners-up, the 20 Collingwood players and the coach. against the Collingwood players.
Players going through to receive their medals for runners-up of the 1981 Grand Final. Very disappointed players, but they shouldn't be too disappointed in one way because of their great performance this year. And
Peter Dacos in Ken Hunter's Guernsey.
Yes, well, that's the general tradition of Grand Finals, swapping Guernseys with the winners, or both sides swapping Guernsey, I should say.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Victoria, the Honourable Sir Henry Winnicky.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure and an honour for me now to make the presentation of the Premiership Cup 1981 and the medallions to the members of the winning side, Carlton. Today's match, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll all agree was a magnificent football match and a fitting climax to another great season for the Victorian Football League. Now it gives me great pleasure indeed to make the presentation.
Mr. Rod Ashman. Jimmy Buckley. Phil Malin. Peter Pizzosto. Wayne Johnson. Mark McClure. Kenny Sheldon. Greg Wells. David Glasgow. Peter McConville. Kenny Hunter. Scott Howe. And David English. Mark McClure. David Mackay. Wayne Harms. Bruce Toole. Scott Howe. Val Perovic. Alex Marcoux. And Captain Michael Fitzpatrick and Coach David Parkin.
That's the moment everybody waits for, Lewis.
That's right, Bob, and Mike Fitzpatrick should be very proud because in the two matches he's played in the finals, as a matter of fact, for the entire year, he's been a splendid captain and, of course, a champion player, and he played a magnificent game today. That's what they do to the coach. Once you've won the flag, you can do as you like because the coach couldn't care a damn about it. And, of course, I should imagine the government would be pretty happy that David Parkin coached Carlton to a premiership because he was an ex-Hawthorn coach and player. And the captain of the victors going around the ground now. And
Greg Wells will be absolutely delighted at the moment, Lou, having played in a team at Melbourne that never ever made the finals, now to play in the premiership side, the wish of everybody.
I noticed when Peter Pizzosto got his medal too, his first in Victorian football, he kissed the medal, and that's how you feel, and I guarantee that you think you're going to have a great time tonight when you win a premiership, but the letdown is tremendous. You just can't enjoy yourself. You're that damn tired, and people are talking to you and congratulating. It's going in one ear and out the other.
It's a letdown. Most people are...
Well, it's a letdown. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a letdown, and probably the next couple of days, that's when they'll let themselves go. And they were worthy winners. They've been on top of the league ladder with Collingwood for all the year, and both sides, we should say something about Collingwood. If fate had to do with it, both these teams had to play off for the grand final because they've been the most consistent teams in the league.
As we go through with Carlton doing their lap of honour, goal kickers today, Ashman kicked 3 for Carlton, Sheldon 2, McClure 2, 1 to Johnston, Buckley and Harms, whilst for Collingwood we had 2 goals by Barham, Mark Williams and 1 to Craig Stewart, Tony Shaw, Ray Shaw, Michael Taylor, Peter Moore and Peter Dacos.
Where do you see the...
Final scores of the 1981 grand final. Carlton 12 goals, 20-92. For Collingwood 10 goals, 12-72. And let's go down to the boundary line with Stephen Phillips, and he's talking to a very elated president of the Carlton Football Club, Mr. Ian Rice.
Thanks, Luke. Ian, have you ever felt this washed out before in your life?
Can't believe it. It must be like running a marathon. Unbelievable, the feeling. You know, the whole year, the blood, sweat and tears, the grind, moulding new players into the side, new coach, and the fact that the boys just moulded together, and the tremendous mateship that emanated from every player, and it was spearheaded by some terrific champions, and wasn't it fantastic for Brucey duel? You know, a champion of champions to take it out.
2 years ago, you took over as caretaker president at a time of great strife in the club's history. You're still here. They've got a cap on the mantelpiece, and they've equalled Collingwood's record.
Well, this is what football is all about. You know, nobody could believe the feeling that to think all that turmoil 2 years ago, and the new administration, new financial structure, addition of 4 or 5 great recruits, each one a terrific winner, and here we are in the MCG with the flag. You know, what more can you say?
Well, thank you, Ian Rice. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to say a little later on in the evening. Back to you, Louis.
Thanks very much, Stephen. There's the Clark mobile crane shot for Channel 7. And, of course, not as crowded as it was. A lot of Collingwood supporters going home disappointed. And we waited 23 years, now we've got to wait 24. And those boys from Channel 7 up there on the cranes have certainly done a marvellous job. Let's go down now to Jack Edwards in the Carlton dressing rooms, and he's talking to the victorious coach, David Parker.
Well, David Parker, congratulations. Premiership coach for 1981. I know you haven't had time to collect your thoughts, but what's the immediate feeling?
I think, as normal, Jack, just a big relief. I think from a coaching point of view, particularly when you know you've got the players, and I knew that we had the best group of players, and then I thought we might take a tumble at the finish, and that would have been very sad because they did a lot of work, and we got the shortcut in, and then to have lost it after that would have been very sad. But the manner it was done, probably, Jack, was as pleasing as the end result.
Third quarter, you must have been very worried. Collingwood seemed to control most of that third quarter. You got 2 goals very late in the quarter.
I think we kicked 2 at the end of the quarter, which gave us a chance, and then we kicked the first 2 or 3 at the start of the last quarter. And I thought if we were round about, then we had enough in us. I knew we had lots of fitness and lots of running in our legs if we were close enough to do it, and we got a bit of momentum, and I think then Collingwood found it very hard. They've worked so hard, Jack, to get there. It was going to be difficult for them to find something if we actually headed them, and that was the way it worked out.
What you're saying, your 1 week spell must have stood you in good stead in the
because you got fit players to start with, Jack. You know, there was no doubt about our running. Our capacity to run was going to be good. We kept that up, but we had players who went onto the ground not carrying injuries, eager to do the job, and a fresh approach. And I think that's more difficult when you've come the hard way as Collingwood have done.
I know you don't like to individualise, but I thought your skipper's game, Fitzpatrick and Bruce Steele, they played fantastic games of football.
Yes, we really did. I know you did. But Michael, since he broke his hand bones just before the Essendon game, and few people realise that he was in a dreadful state as in his own mind. He had a hand that he couldn't put pressure on the ball, and he didn't want to let the team down from a leadership or a playing point of view. He went out that day and was best man on the ground. And I think, talk about man know thyself, I think from that moment forward, Michael has been the best leader in the competition. And he's carried it right through the finals and the important games leading up to it. And I think he, more than any other one player, showed the way for the rest. And, of course, the experience of Bruce Steele in the back half, I think it was justly rewarded with the medal.
The loss of English must have been a problem at the time.
It was, because we'd shifted Harms and McConville, and that had worked for us, and then having to take Harms actually back out of the play was a bit of a disappointment. But and Dare's been a good player. Dare's English has been superb over the last few weeks, and I thought we might have trouble covering that because it took McConville out of the forward line, who was starting to show a bit too.
The job McConville did on Kink was fantastic.
Very good, yeah. Then we took a bit of a risk to change Harms and Kink, because when the game was even, we had to do something. And that worked for a short period of time, and then we were forced, because of the English business, to restructure the side.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I'll let you get back to your team, and congratulations once again.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks very much, Dave.
Well, a very happy Carlton dressing rooms, and you can't blame them for that. And full marks to David Parkin. Congratulations to him, because he's done a wonderful job with Carlton this year. And he took the club on at a difficult time, because there was a little bit of animosity for the moment. He was appointed coach after they sacked Percy Jones, and of course he's got the score on the board now. Bobby's a premiership of coach of a premiership side in 1 year, which is a fantastic effort.
And he's done it at 2 clubs, Lou.
That's right.
So there's not too many coaches who've coached premiership sides at more than 1 club. Ron Barassi's one that quickly comes to mind, but there's not too many, that is for sure. And it is a wonderful job by David Parkin. He's had the complete respect of all of the players out there, and he had some good players there today. Bruce Dool and Ken Hunter, McConville, Harms, Perovic were magnificent in defence. Malin progressed as the game went along. Wells and Glasgow did their share, and Basusto was in there pitching all the time, even though it was one of these poorest games. And full marks to David Toomey for the job that he did do against Basusto. Bill Picken likewise was a wonderful trier, and although Mark McClure kicked 2 goals, Bill Picken had the better of McClure on the day and has given Collingwood a wonderful final series. We mentioned Fitzpatrick, and from Peter Moore's point of view, he dropped some marks that he should have taken, but that's the most remarkable recovery that I've ever seen. And I'm amazed that Peter Moore was carried off in the manner that he was, because I just didn't believe any player could come back and see a game out anyway.
Well, Carlton have equalled Collingwood's record of 13 premierships now, and that stood for a long time. I don't know whether it's going to be an unlucky number for Carlton, as has been for Collingwood. They've stood on there for 23 years, and no doubt there'd be a lot of disappointed Collingwood officials, players and supporters. But one thing about the Magpie supporters, they keep on coming back, because they've been doing that for years. You can bet your sweet life that next year they'll be back there again, and probably a stronger force than they've ever been, because they've got the utmost faith that I've known of any supporters in the league. Once again, the final scores in the 1981 grand final. Carlton have won this match by 20 points. Carlton 12 goals, 20-92. To Collingwood 10 goals, 12-72. Premiers for 1981. So that just about wraps it up from the MCG, which is starting to empty out now. A crowd of around about 110,000 people, I would say. So on behalf of camera crew, the boys that did such a marvellous job today, and I think you'll agree with a spectacular telecast. Our commentators, Peter Landy and Bobby Skilt, not forgetting our statistician Paul